Alright, people, welcome back. Happy Thursday, everyone. How are you been? How have you been? How are you doing? Pretty much. Well, as you can read from the title description, we are done with Master Mode Knights of the Eternal Throne, Master Mode Knights of the Fallen Empire, and here, as you can see, I recovered Little Ashara. Here, it's one of the original companions when you start the game.
My lord, where do we go now?
Oh, indeed. We'll go to reply to her, we'll go to Iokath, the Forgotten World. As you can see, just as we were told last time, precisely, I beat all Master Mode content of the game, of the highest difficulty, as you can see here. I soloed them all, except for this one that is broken. In the future, I will solo it with a Juggernaut, with my immortal Juggernaut. But except for one broken boss fight here, I managed to solo the rest of Knights of the Eternal Throne, as well as Knights of the Fallen Empire. This is like an extra chapter that you pay for it. Okay, so with all of that, I originally thought that I would be out of the story content to explore. But no, I was told to follow now this one called Fractured Alliances. If you remember correctly, in one of the chapters of Knights of the Eternal Throne, which was this one, if I'm not mistaken, this one, Ascension, we went to the world of Iokath, pretty much, which is like a supermassive weapon with a lot of stuff in it, and like a forgotten world. And they tied it. It was like a side story, and they tied it to the next era, apparently, of the game. So if we check here the Windows era that it has, here we have everything. So it has a trailer somehow that we're going to watch, but pretty much that. So the Eternal Empire has fallen. While the galaxy recovers from Balin's tyrannical rule, the discovery of a powerful superweapon on Iokath. Remember that I originally called it Lowcath because generally, uh, uh, an I, like in capitals, it is it is written almost the same on a keyboard as a fucking L, as a fucking L, not in capitals, not in capitals, in lower caps. Sparks, but it's Iokath with an I. Iokath sparks renewed tensions between the Galactic Republic and the Sith Empire. Despite their previous ties with Eraser and the Eternal Alliance control of Iokath, both factions descend on the mechanical world, intent on seizing the superweapon for themselves. With both galactic powers posing a threat and the possibility of reigniting open warfare, Eraser must choose who to align forces with, who to trust, and who to suspect. It has a trailer before we begin, but basically that. It is time for us to once again leave our Dreadmaster throne and start. This time around, let me deploy my pets, always required to be convincing. Then I have to get the best comps. There's a guide for the best comps that deal the most damage. This one is among the best tanks. That's why I somehow changed my HK droid. That's basically the thing. So she's going to be a tank that you see here. I've changed the strategy and it has worked for me very well. Very well. I've been testing it. So little Ashara here is going to accompany us in this case. Ooh. Are you sure you're ready to begin the Forgotten World? You will be transported to this mission location as soon as you accept. I would like to see the trailer first. So let's see. Ah, it's a Oh, with a hashtag. This was like not a cinematic trailer.
The choice is yours, Commander.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, it's like that trailer. Hmm.
This isn't a weapon. It's the apocalypse.
Okay. Looks more standard mmorpg fanfare. I like the trailer. Good. So let's go. Yes, let's go. Let's go over there and let's begin the war for Iokath. Remember, it's all story mode, so pretty much, probably for us, it's going to be a breeze, indeed, due to how used we are to kill stuff. But well, pretty much how used we are to kill stuff in master mode. So yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's see what the game, what they developed after Knights of the Eternal for people. It's going to be story driven rather than anything. By the way, my Thundering Blast has been boosted in this update 7.8. It's been boosted, 5% extra damage. So I beat the master mode without the buff that I deserved. That I apparently deserved. So now I hit 5% harder with one of the abilities. And wait till I have the augments. Wait till I have the new augments. It will be even harder.
The Eternal Alliance is stronger than ever, Commander. More worlds sign up every day. Name any planet Valen terrorized, and we're helping them recover. Speaking of which, Zakul contacted us again. They're asking for more aid.
Okay. No, I want to rejoin the Empire. I've got enough with Zakul shit for now.
Cut them off. It's about time Zakul learned to survive without handouts.
Let's hope they can make do with what we've provided.
You're holding out on me, Theron. What's the status of our mission to Iokath?
I was saving the best for last. Lana should be closing in on the super weapon right about now. Come in, Lana. How's the radiation sickness treating you?
It's nothing I can't handle. Isn't that right, C6? You heard the droid.
Lana equals full of herself.
Focus on the mission. Have you found the super weapon, Lana?
According to the intel we received, it should be just up ahead. Stand by.
This is going to be a breeze, people. It's all story. I'm just going to obliterate any mob in my path.
Target located. Commencing scan. Power levels are off the charts and rising by the second. Incredible.
It's incredible how this game blends the storyline, level design style of a normal RPG with the gameplay of an mmorpg. It's absolutely incredible how it mixes it. Yo, how's it going, Patrick? How's it going? Nice to see you. How have you been? Yesterday, you had to go as we were debating about monarchies. I missed you then. I then said, where's... Patrick disappeared! I know, you probably had to go and you saw that I was talking to eagames there, and you decided to go. No worries, no worries.
Working on it.
So basically, I've got good news. I beat all of the master mode content here, so it's going to be a breeze of a story for me to obliterate all of the mobs, and I'll be able to debate all time. You had to study math, sadly. No, okay, don't worry, I didn't know. Better,
And they appear
better
to
then,
fight for control
better
of the
then.
super weapon.
Always study. Math is the most difficult one out of all of them. I always had problems with math. Like I made it to 8 out of 10 average, but still, it was mind-boggling. Math is the worst.
They'll stand down if they know what's good for them. Get me Empress Athena and whoever's leading the Republic forces these days.
That would be Supreme Commander Jace Malcolm.
Judging by enemy comm traffic, it sounds like Athena and Malcolm are leading the charge on Iokath.
That super weapon must be quite the prize.
We had to study math, sadly. No, 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 no worries, no worries. You're responsible.
Powerful than the Eternal Throne.
Quite possibly. If the Republic or Empire claim it, they would usurp the Eternal Alliance as the dominant power in the galaxy. The fallout would be catastrophic.
Proud of you that you went to study the math, Patrick. That you went to study math, Patrick. I remember that back in 2017, it was the release of a Spyro Reignited trilogy, and I had to. For me, that's a very important game. I loved it as a kid, and I had to restrain myself from watching the trailers and the E3 and getting to play the game when I had to study for law school. So I know how hard that is. It is extremely underestimated how hard it is when there's a succulent stream to watch about a game or content in this case, and the person is responsible to go do their job, do his job. People do their job. Okay.
Between the Eternal Throne and this super weapon, I could conquer entire star systems before breakfast.
But first, we will need to secure it.
We'll meet you on Iokath, Lana. Head for the fleet spire and start clearing a landing zone.
Understood. I'll see you soon.
Ships of the Eternal Fleet, stop all supply runs to Imperial and Republic worlds and join me on Iokath. We have a war to win.
This will be a breeze, people. Pretty much, there's no master mode to challenge me, and I have a 5% extra damage from the latest update this week, so I deal actually more damage. I actually deal more damage, sorry. And this will be interesting. We'll annihilate all of the mobs.
You're looking as dangerous as ever.
Something's wrong. The Imperial and Republic fleets aren't attacking each other.
No. Something is scrambling our weapon systems. It's coming from the planet's surface, near the super weapon.
This will be cinematic land, people. So it's perfect. It's perfect for us to chat as I easily dispatch all of the mobs.
Scorpio's rattling around somewhere in Iokath's mainframe. Either she's to blame or she can help.
Transmission sent. Let's hope she hears us. And she's not holding any grudges. In the meantime, we'd better join the battle. If there's any way to help our fleet, we'll find it on Iokath.
Alright, we go back into it again. Remember that it was part of some of the chapters. And we're back. So pretty much this is the development strategy that they went for after Master Mode. They apparently released like small story updates as if it was a single player game, pretty much. For you to play with. Hopefully I'm not locked regarding the companion this time around. I shouldn't be. I should be able to summon whichever companion I'd like this time. Yes, indeed. And as I told you, we are going to play here with little Lashara. She's going to be our tank. She's one of the best tanks in the game. I've done my research. And she's at max power. So it's gonna be even easier. Okay, so it's all story, people. I might as well walk. What's this? Oh, Scour Swarm Coordinator. Alright, let's test that 5% extra damage increase. Let's see how fast it dies. Oh, okay. They're barely dealing any damage to us.
Lana, we've landed
That was
on
fast.
Perfect timing. Meet me at this coordinate.
Easy.
Watch out for droid sentries.
Besides, they have improved the stability.
Safe before we make camp here.
Understood. May the force ever serve you.
Good. Pretty much, this is going to be a breeze, people. Here we have the objectives. Easy. So it's gonna be a breeze in which I'll be able to chat with you as I kill everything on the planet. Oh, that is good. That's as strong as ever. But what was that I looted? I looted something. I looted 3 thingies there. What was that? I saw them. I looted 3 thingies. They disappeared. I have a reputation boost here just in case. For the reputation, you need to see that the reputation here. How the reputation system of the game works. As you see it. Here you can see. It's like the reputation. It gives you titles, and it also allows you to buy special armor. That looks quite good. Okay, so Patrick, how are you doing with the study with the math? If you'd like to share that. I always hated math back in high school. I always hated it. It was the worst, the absolute worst. Except for physics. Physics was worse. It's ironic that then I liked the metaphysical philosophy. But yes, physics with math was terrible. In that sense. For me, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I remember that physics was the worst. Look at that. She has her own bubble. What's that? Iokath power shards. Companions used to power Iokath technology can be obtained on Iokath. And what do I do with this? I don't see it. It's like a reputation thingy? Mission items, maybe? No. Ah, here it is. Okay. It's getting accumulated. Planet commendations. Okay. I still don't know what use that would have, but still. Okay, this is way too easy for now. I wonder if this is an instance. Oh, what? No, I don't think this is an instanced zone. Oh, I love that buffed thundering blast. Finally some justice for us sorcerers. They updated us with 5% extra damage there. It was needed. It was absolutely needed. People who say that we didn't deserve it, they are just haters. They are probably juggernauts or main sniper players. We definitely need it. Also, we need something that avoids controlling effects, like the Juggernaut's Force Choke. We also need that shit. So we are not interrupted as we cast our abilities. As you can see, Ashara barely takes any damage from normal mobs. It's incredible. I just need to gear her to look like a Dreadmaster guard. And that will be it. That will be it. That's it. I'm uncomfortable with her outfit, but that has a fix, probably. I need to get her some good armor, and that will be pretty much it. Oh, that one didn't die, so. Alright, let's hope you last more than 1 second. Spoiler alert, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Nope. I told you, people. The bad thing is that as I have her as a tank, she's not healing me. So I have to heal myself. No worries. I'm good at that. Sorcerers are quite good at that. 100%. This should be a breeze, people. I'm going to devastate every single mob on the planet. Finally something easy for me to relax as I just go through the story. We'll realize if it's instanced content or not, if I can actually mount. Let me see. No, I can't mount. It's probably still instanced. Okay, we got 2 more to kill there.
Sure it'll be alright?
Good. Easy. I think that after the master mode that I did with those two, I think it was pretty much the hardest PvE content I could come up with. Unless I try to... Then I have to try, you know what? To try to solo a 4-man dungeon on my own. On master mode. I need to start trying to solo master mode flashpoints on my own. See if I can solo them all. Iokath defeat enemies. We increase the conquest. I remember when I came back some months ago in March, I didn't know what the fuck conquest was. I was so lost. I had no idea what was the purpose of that. How was your day, as you say, Patrick? Well, over at the condo management of my parents, a degenerate, see how important education is, Patrick. This will be a great example of education. A degenerate threw to the trash bin, right? Rotten meal. A rotten meal, and that caused worms to erupt from the trash bin, causing panic over at one of the complexes of apartments. And of course, my mother, who is a saint, had to deal with the situation, calling for the exterminator of the worms. They were yellow, small, but terrorized the neighbors, pretty much. And yes, it was amusing. It was amusing. This happened in this week, so we had to deal with that thing. Nice. See that even if my family's company provides money, it has its things. You have to endure a stupidity such as that. So yes, and I am training to endure it with these examples. So yeah, fortunately they were exterminated. The worms were exterminated. They were yellow. And yeah, pretty much. As for the rest, well, yesterday I ate some pasta. Very happy because Italian food was declared UNESCO Heritage Worldwide Heritage of Humanity, as if it was like the Eiffel Tower or something like that. So a bit of justice there. Everyone knows that we have the best food. At the end of the day. So a bit of justice there. Hey, didn't we do this? It's a rehash. They're recycling the environment. It's just like the previous one. I love it. So yeah, I'm happy that here in Star Wars: The Republic I'm getting a 5% boost to my Thundering Blast. So far, quite good. There's also another thing that I told you the other day that left me quite happy, which is that finally health worldwide the scientists and the worldwide health organizations and councils are researching. Only now, you needed to be a genius to discover this. That indeed there's a link between tattoos and skin cancer, as I told you. I think I told you the other day. It only took them. It only took them. Coincidentally, because I'm an idiot for saying it earlier. Of course, I am the idiot. Coincidentally, the ending of the cultural cycle of the Obama administration. What a coincidence. To start investigating a potential link between skin cancer and tattoos, which was evident for anyone with a brain. I said it. I have been saying it for years, since I was small. Since I was so small and young, as far as 10 years. Evident for anyone with a brain. But now they are investigating it. And of course, those of us who have been saying that for years, we will never be told that we were right. Of course. And sorry if my levels of ego are high regarding that topic, but pretty much it's been the case. they have finally said the evidence, which is that they cause skin cancer. Of course, that there's a potential link with skin cancer. Potential link, of course. They don't want to kill their businesses immediately. It will take some years until there's 1 or 2 people dead. Sadly, with that, with the consequences, with the skin cancer that it causes, for them to finally admit what was evident, which is that putting ink on your skin is an absolutely barbaric and savage practice that should have never been encouraged. In that sense, pretty much. And as I said, I would bombard all tattoo stores. I say it openly, with my consciousness absolutely clean regarding that. You know that what I think that that the tattooer is evil personified, pretty much. It's probably my second most controversial topic, most controversial opinion about society. But well, pretty much, people. That's it for it, Patrick. I ate some Italian pasta yesterday. Oh, look at that. Alright. He's not dying. What about this one? Is this one dying? Doesn't look like it. What on earth? Not taking damage? Little scum? Let me give Unity to Ashar. What the fuck? Do I have to interact with this? This is interesting. What about that one? I have to interact with something. What's this? Oh, we're playing what? Football now? Basketball. Feels like playing basketball now. What's this shit? Do I take it here? What is this? I feel like playing basket. Power core. Carrying a single power core. What the fuck? Interesting. What out here? Okay. We insert that shit there. And they are vulnerable, right? No. This one is vulnerable. So I kill this one. There we go. Indeed, best duelist in your class. Indeed, that's her. Let me heal her. Now I am the one who has to heal her. In that sense, she's quite sturdy, but she cannot heal herself. So I do that. Fortunately, as a sorcerer, it's a perfect combo for a sorcerer because I can off-heal her in that sense. Okay, let's play basketball again. Can I activate abilities as I do that? Oh, this is such a hilarious animation here. Look at this. Look at these people. Nothing like recovering force power like this. With the ball like that. Okay. I need to be careful because this diminishes my force regeneration. So, let us do this. Oh, she evaded the attack. Damn it. That will be fast. This will be quite fast. So good. Good day so far, Patrick. I assume you are studying the math. Do so. Do so. And pretty much that. As far as video game news, on the contrary, not many things to say. The replacement of the Electronic Entertainment Expo is about to take place. That is that's a good topic that I wanted to cover once again because I have complained on stream several times. That one is a good rant. The Electronic Entertainment Expo, people. Oh, and what's this? There's another player there. What does it mean? Okay, that was an instance. So now, pneumatic trams. Okay, I made it to the main base camp. Regarding that, it's a good occasion to talk about the topic of the Electronic Entertainment Expo. True. The sacrilege, the prostitution that Jeff Keighley has done, the Doritos guy, that he has done killing the Electronic Entertainment Expo should be honestly fined. Fined the eraser? Yes, fine. Fine. It should be fined. It should be fucking fined. Because now, we don't get any new information. I bet here I can mount. Good. Any new information... Hey, nice place. Any new information about the games. Everything is done through streaming, and I deeply miss the Electronic Entertainment Expo. I don't know if anyone here has ever watched the Electronic Entertainment Expo, pretty much. Patrick, I think you were a bit young, but you should have still watched one or two. Oh, what's this? Now the dialogue lines are like in KOTOR 1 and 2? Okay. Support the Sith, of course. Troop Deployment Council. What, I can interact with it again? I already told you. Oh, so they went for this so they don't use dialogue, so they don't pay for voice actors. Damn. Damn. So they make it like KOTOR. Ah, nice. That's a cool nice. So Jeff Keighley killed the Electronic Entertainment Expo with his shit, with the Summer Game Fest and etc. A prostitution killing the convention,
Welcome back to Iokath.
the Los Angeles Convention. Ah, damn it, they removed my headgear. Damn, people, well, few people have seen the face of my toon ever throughout 10 years. Oh well, you will be able to see it. Look at that. It's a Sith pure blood. Nice hair there. It's pretty much like I wanted to make him look like a crazy scientist, pretty much, in that sense. Well, what a miserable world!
Between the radiation and the killer droids, I'm surprised I've been able to stay away this long.
I love how sometimes it's
The
broken.
droids are polite.
Like,
Our
hey,
trigger-happy friend sent these assassins, so I
isn't
took
that
them out.
Queen? Isn't that
told
fucking
you I'm
Queen?
an assassin. I'm come to
Ah.
deliver a message from the Republic.
And you are?
Yes, who you?
I'm Elara Dawn of the Republic. It's an honor to meet you, Commander.
Casual, Commander. You'll slip on the fawning Captain Slobber. Who are you? Major Quill. Advises the Emperor.
Debate.
Royal Servant of the Sith Empire.
It is the parents' fault to raise a kid who commits
Supreme Commander Malcolm wants
S
to-
word. Cannot say it.
Empress Asina requests the same. But unlike Malcolm, she's open to a group conference.
No, Empress Asina is going to be deposed as soon as I have the chance. and the Sith Council will be reinstated with her thrown to a fucking jail for taking command of the Empire. No, that's the only thing that is going to happen. So this is the main companion of the Sith Juggernaut, basically. Is the parents' fault to raise a kid who commits the S word? Interesting debate, Patrick. Interesting debate. Like all the education of the person, that is included. And yes, definitely. I see you liked my theory in last week about the rapper that you told me about and everything, that pretty much as adults we reflect whatever our parents put inside of us as children, and if it is ignorance, indeed it's like that.
I have so many admirers and so little time.
We'll keep this brief.
Thank you for extending the Empire this honor, Commander.
The Republic's grand
You are usurping.
and my son on Iokath.
Keep me out of this, Malcolm.
Enough!
Supreme Commander Malcolm, Empress Astina, your armies have started a war over a superweapon of immeasurable power.
No. That empire is mine, not hers. That one, the one on the left is dying, people, if I have the chance. That one is a usurper.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't turn my eternal fleet on you both.
I can explain, but I won't apologize.
This ought to be rich.
It's no secret the Eternal Empire nearly wiped out the Republic. We're struggling to rebuild and protect ourselves. The superweapon on Iokath is the key to the Republic's survival. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna watch it fall into the Empire's treacherous hands.
I didn't come here to be insulted.
Choose your next words carefully, Malcolm.
I know you've spilled your share of Republic blood, but that's in the past. Join forces with the Republic. Help us defeat the Empire, and we'll share access to the superweapon and all of Iokath.
So, the question is a parent's fault to raise a kid who commits the S word that I cannot say on Twitch, basically removing yourself from existence? Yes, it's part of the terrible education. I see that you like my theory of last week, Patrick, 100%. It is like that. It is like that. You reflect, as I told you, as adult, what your parents put inside of you as a child. And if what you reflect is removing yourself from existence, pretty much, I would declare it a crime. It's not a crime in some countries. I would declare it a crime. Who would be the person responsible? The parents, precisely, of the person. Generally, there's no passive subject of it. That's why it's not considered a crime in a lot of countries, because the person who took a life was the very same that was the owner of the life, let's say. Well, in my case, I would fine the parents for it, potentially going to prison as well, because it's the fault of their own education. Why? Because it implies spreading nihilism, absence of purpose in human existence. I understand that situations can go wrong in life, that the oppression of the uncertainty of life, for example, I don't know, especially when you have no money, when you have nothing, they are terrible and etc. But we cannot teach the population that it is acceptable, that it's an acceptable solution to remove themselves from existence, to give up against that uncertainty of life as a solution. Imagine if we were cavemen fighting against fucking dinosaurs with sticks like 5,000 years ago, I don't know, whatever the fuck. That was the result. What would have happened to humanity if everyone thought like them? It would have gone to shit. Imagine if everyone believes that is acceptable. It goes against the very basic principles of creating a civilized society.
What do you make of his offer?
He's right about the Republic. Valen nearly broke them. They need this.
The Empire suffered too.
We alone supported your battle against Valen, and we paid for it dearly. Now the Republic wants to deliver the killing blow.
You once sat beside me on the Dark Council. Now you can return to your roots.
Help us crush the Republic threat. Once they fall, our empires can both partake in the spoils of Iokath.
You've worked with the Empire more recently. What do you make of the Cena's offer?
Oh yeah,
The
pretty
Empire
much.
risked a
I
great
would
deal to
declare it
join
a
the fight
crime.
against Valen. Unlike the Republic, they've proven their dedication.
Seen as an opportunist, not a friend. She only took a risk when there was something to gain.
That's hardly a crime.
If I had to choose, I would join forces with the Empire.
The Republic's a safer bet.
The choice is yours, Commander. Who shall we side with?
I will ally with the Empire to then kill Tarasina, because she is spitting on the dignity of the Dark Council and the Dread Masters that I remember 10 years ago.
We will ally with the Sith Empire.
A wise choice.
Yeah, why?
Never listen to reason. Do it. Do it.
For the Republic!
Oh, we got a psychopath. Grenade.
She got away. We'll deal with her later.
Commander, the Republic has launched their attack.
Fight back with everything you've got. We're on our way. Lara,
Okay.
Major Quinn, defend the fleet spire while we hold off the Republic.
May the Force serve us all.
Found and remembered. What is that? Forgotten World. Okay, good. Good. So yeah, that would be my take, Patrick. Pretty much I would declare it a crime. I would declare it a crime, the S word. The S word, I would declare it a crime with fines and potential... There we go. It's consuming reputation. Oh, this shit provides reputation. Let me see. If it works. So it will be Imperial forces on Iokath. Okay. Conqueror of the Sphere, Iokath Monitor. Okay, here you can see the reputation system of the game. Okay, I'm back. Why do you think so? Why do I think that just for as a recap, just in case it was the stupid ad of 1 minute and a half. I think that is the parents' fault because of what I tell you, because the person is reflecting as adult. That part I bet you heard it because it was the first that I said. He's reflecting what his parents put inside of him. Why do I think so? Well, because I told you, it's telling the person to be nihilistic, that there's an absence of purpose in human existence. Imagine, I don't know if you go to this part. Imagine if, I love that they changed the artwork for the entrance. Hey, we got a GTN there. Ah, nice. So I bet when this was released, they... Okay, it's like Oricon. Like an open world, so... Okay, good. Let us go. Shots fired. Let's go. So, why do I think so? Because I think the parents are responsible for it. I think they are responsible for it. They should pay with a fine or a prison time, even, with community service, for encouraging nihilism in society. Why? I said it some minutes ago. Imagine that cavemen, I can understand that there are hardships in life, I was mentioning, Patrick, especially when someone has no money, when he's suffering a bad situation and everything. I can understand it, all of it, perfectly. And society should work to improve upon that. But imagine for a second that cavemen, when society was starting, imagine that cavemen thought the same. Society would have never existed. We cannot encourage such a nihilistic view of life as a society, to have a healthy society. I would make any form of S word, I cannot say it, S word, um, illegal. The person would go, the parents would be fined of the parents of the person would be fined and sent to jail. Why? Because they are encouraging an unhealthy. How can you create an opinion without having a child? Oh, because that's the point. This is like when people ask, uh, when they ask that shit, how can you criticize rainbow flag people if you are straight? This is the same concept. This is the same concept. I've heard it several times. How can you criticize rainbow flag people if you are straight? Tell me, do you need to touch fire to know that you will be burned right now? Tell me, do you need to jump off a window from a 10th floor to know that you will end up dead? Tell me, do you know that if you go naked to the to
Defeat us! Impress them with the might of the Empire and the Eternal Alliance!
so if we're doing that, we're damn it, his walker is bigger than mine. Shit. So do you need to swim naked in the Arctic Sea at minus 24 degrees and die to understand that you don't need to do that? Do you need to? I bet you see the logic by now, Patrick, but I'll keep going. Do you need to put your finger on? No, I got one that is better. Do you need to uh, go take a shower and throw a radio on it to verify that you will be electrocuted and killed by it afterwards? Hopefully, the answer to all of these questions has been no by any sane individual. Hopefully, it's been no. So, if you don't need all of those things, do you need to experience the wicked relationship with sex that Rainbow Flag people propose to understand that is a wicked and twisted conversion of the natural union of a man and a woman? No, as well. Do you need then would be in this case to have a child to understand that removing that if a potential child that you have commits the S word, you didn't fail as a parent? No, you don't need to have a child to imagine to imagine that. Did I reply to the answer, Patrick? It's a nice exercise that people should do more frequently. Do you need to touch fire to get burned? No. Do you need to take a shower throwing a radio on it to imagine that you will be electrocuted and killed? For your question was, it would be, do you need to have a child in the case of your question? Do you need to have a child to understand that human life always serves a purpose, and as a consequence of it, if your potential child, if a potential child in general ends up doing the S word, you failed as a parent? Well, no. Or anyone failed as a parent? Well, no. You don't need to. You don't need to. This is the same. This is like when people will tell you, "Oh, okay, but you don't go, you don't go around doing hookups with prostitutes, so you don't know shit about sex." This is the same. This is the fucking same line of reasoning. Why is it wrong? Getting into a more subtle explanation. Because fortunately, we are not fucking animals. We are not fucking animals. We interpret metaphysical reality. We understand it. We understand it through our senses. Yes, the sight, our taste, our smell, our listening capabilities, etc. But we are not fucking animals. We also understand um, metaphysical reality through our mind. And that is what I did right now. Understanding. And what do you think about parents who say it's not their responsibility, that they should go to fucking jail, and they were not ready to be parents? Why? Because once you have children, you cannot behave like a fucking teenager. It's over. That part of your life finished. Once you have children, you have a responsibility to nurture and protect that life. You cannot keep thinking about yourself, because at the end of the day, saying that it's not their responsibility is like trying to excuse themselves. No, that could be done by a person who is under 18, who is a teenager, because of ignorance, because of immaturity. Uh, Once you have children, you are a fucking adult. And once you're a fucking adult, you cannot excuse yourself like that. Because of that, what do I think? That because of this, because they are not children anymore, and they didn't learn how to behave like mature adults, and say it's not their responsibility that their children committed the S word. Out of all of the things, out of all of the things, that one which is like the worst, on top of it, out of all of the things, I would say that they are fucking teenagers. That's why I would send them to jail, community service, and a fine. A big, fat fine. It's quite weird, okay? Because my mother is actually against the responsibility, as we debated it earlier that day, but at the same time, she educated me to not be nihilistic. Well, that might have to do then with the ideal of freedom in that sense. That might have to do with the ideal of freedom in that sense. In that sense, the ideal of freedom is not as important. Consider that I am Italian, and in Italian culture, the ideal of life, what I told you the other day, that the ideal of life is above all, even freedom, in the case of the Roman conception of life, let's say in general. Maybe there's some kind of, my deduction would be that there's some kind of a Slavic influence there. I really do not know what other countries influenced Hungary in your case. As for her to give more importance to the self-determination of freedom of the individual rather than life. Russia. Okay. Well, that might explain it. Well, well, it could be like that. It could be like that. It could be because of that cultural influence. Roman Empire, Italian way of life. Well, what I can tell you, life is above all, and it implies responsibility in this case. So, pretty much. Finally, defeat the Republic Walker. Good. So, there are different cultures. Different cultures. In my case, as I tell you, Italian culture is deeply vertical. I believe in authority. I believe in discipline. It's part of. I carry it in my blood, Patrick. It's how the Roman Empire became the greatest in the world in history in the history of humanity. I believe I cannot attribute responsibility to the child when even if he's over 18, doing an act of such horror, when really, as I tell you, the fate of a child is determined 20 years before he's born by his mother, above all, by his mother, even potentially even more than us fathers, ourselves fathers as well, but the mother would be especially important. So in that sense, I cannot. She sounds like a granny, yeah, Azina. Good voice acting though. I'm going to kill the character, but she has pretty good voice acting. Uh, so yeah, pretty much because of that, we've been influenced by different cultures. Maybe I do not know history of Russia because I studied Western history beyond the participation in World War II and those things. So maybe for some
It's been
reason,
far too long since I've spilled Republic blood. I haven't had this much
Orthodox,
fun since our time on Droman Cast. And once again we stand triumphant against our foes. We have
maybe for
secured
some
our
reason,
base and
Orthodox
sent the Republic
religion
troops
favors
whimpering back to
freedom,
their master.
favors freedom a bit above life. It may be because of that. So you think it's weird because in your case, she attributed the responsibility to the child in that case, but at the same time, she told you that all human life has a purpose. It's because of that, if I had to guess.
You killed a handful of grunts. I held off an entire army.
I was overseeing our defense, but I take your point. If I know the Supreme Commander, he's already plotting the Republic's next move.
Strike teams Aurek and Greg suffered heavy losses. The survivors await your orders.
Rosina must be loving this, but her victory belongs to her ally. You compiled a report on the Alliance commander. What's your recommendation?
He's a hardened veteran with extensive personnel and resources. Even with our numbers, I doubt our chances in a head-to-head battle. Asymmetrical tactics would be best. A surprise attack, surgical and precise.
Then we'd better shock the Alliance commander. Gather your top engineers and rally the troops. I'm coming to Iokath.
So yeah. Oh, I have some juicy debates, said Patrick. Whatever, my mind is here for all of you to share my thoughts. It's an honor. But regarding that one, yeah, no Italian will value freedom above life. Instagram comment KW. No, Patrick, no. You started with no. This is your favorite part, isn't it? when you debate with me, then grab what you debated and you test it. You do like a field test with the Instagram comments. It's like when the United States tests the weapons over at the desert, like they put a toilet in the middle of the desert to see if the missile lands on top of the fucking toilet. It's like that. Okay.
Why suffocate them slowly when it's so much more satisfying to crush their windpipe?
To pull that off, we need the Eternal Fleet, and they're still on standby.
You're thinking too small, Agent Shan. My scouts recently found a weapons factory. It's guarded by a host of Iokath droids and filled to the brim with dangerous.
What was the
What do you say we
Instagram
plunder
comment,
the
Patrick?
factory, then use what we
No.
find to annihilate Malcolm's base?
You could have mentioned the factory sooner. You were hoping to take it for yourself, weren't you?
All due respect, Commander, but you sound paranoid. I had no such intention.
No more secrets. Understood?
Of course.
Coordinate with Lana and get ready to attack the base.
Exactly. I'm the storm against Instagram comments. You are the tsunami. I wouldn't waste a second of my fucking time trying to reason with someone over an Instagram comments section, Patrick. If I have to be honest with you, they are, as I call them, the Twitter philosophers. Illiterates. It's not that I'm underestimating them, people. They are illiterates. We've all seen them saying things that they cannot even comprehend. They don't listen to you. They don't listen to you, to your arguments. The other day, Patrick here, for anyone else watching, told me that a person did not understand the concept of empirical evidence. the observation of reality through logic and trial and error, through our senses and through our minds. So from that point onwards, if a person does not even know what the fuck empirical evidence is, then and calls you illiterate, then you cannot reason with that person. You cannot reason with that person. That's why I only debate with people who come to the stream, because learning has a component of having the the very minimum amount of listening and having patience to process the idea and then counter argument against it. The second a person tells you, tells Patrick here over at Instagram, just so everyone watches, so everyone sees what I mean. The second the person says that you are uneducated, first he insults, and then says that the empirical evidence doesn't fucking exist, well, then it's pretty much like the person does not gather the minimum requirements to be able to debate in that sense. Okay, I'm getting a lot of reputation here. Fortunately, I had my rep there. Do you think a degree, a college degree, you mean, matters in debates? Or how can you know if the person is debatable? Because of this intention, Patrick. That's why I do not debate outside of my stream. Otherwise, I would be debating all day outside of it. The person needs to have at least the minimum intention of being able to fucking listen, in that sense. The bare minimum. If a college degree matters, yes, of course it matters. Now, college degrees also have quality, eh? People, it's not the same a college degree from one university than the other one. I love it when people use the college degree as a shield for their ignorance. You can have a college degree and be ignorant, huh? You can, 100%. You can be a a fucking doctor in your field and still be an ignorant. Now, the college degree is a necessary condition to understand the metaphysical principles of humanity. It's a necessary condition to aspire to not be ignorant, not a warranty. It's a necessary condition for that. Now, you could tell me, there's a lot of farmers, for example, or I don't know, truck drivers who know a lot of things about life. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And in a lot of cases, they are not ignorant. But even if they are not ignorant, they cannot explain the causes of the existence of reality. That is why it needs to be solved for them. In a lot of cases, through the ideal of God, through the ideal of, I don't know, the Big Bang, I don't know, whatever could be, like it is for a lot of us in those cases, maybe sometimes, through different means, because naturally, because of the work that they develop, maybe they do not have time to naturally take care of that. Okay, and it's perfectly respectable. But the thing is that true intelligence, in that sense, needs to come from being able to explain why reality exists, and that is not something easy. It's not something easy. Having the college degree is a condition to start. You can still be ignorant with it, but it's a condition to start. Without a doubt. It would be populist on my part just saying, I know, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I will ask the same question. Sorry, where does wiseness come from? Because you, as you said, age doesn't matter. No, indeed, age does not matter at all. It comes from being able to explain You said wisdom, wisdom, Patrick, wisdom, not wiseness, wisdom, wisdom. Wisdom comes. What do I have to do with this shit? Get to the weapons factory. Oh, okay, it's like a puzzle. Central transporter is. Where is the weapons factory? There. Okay, I'll just take the road. Oh yeah, wisdom, wisdom. I'm tired. No, yeah, no worries. Wisdom, wisdom comes from being able to explain the fabric of the universe, and the only way to do that is asking yourself why constantly. Intelligent people ask themselves why constantly. Why something happens, why something doesn't happen constantly. They are in a perpetual state of asking themselves why things happen or not constantly. Like that. And that, asking yourself why constantly, is the only way to reach the initial cause of the universe, in that sense. Okay? Which is what makes you wise. Because you have a universal vision, in that sense, of life. You transcend, for example, a huge sign of it is being able to transcend the culture of your country and being able to understand it beyond nationalism. It's a great sign of it, for example. This doesn't mean that then, by choice, you cannot love your country and it's perfectly fine, or have passion for any other country, like, for example, I have for the UK and the United States. But it's a choice that is made afterwards. That's, for example, one of the huge things that I would highlight. Being able to see the world from different perspectives regarding nationality would be a huge sign of wisdom, because you are transcending, and that can only be done by learning history and pretty much learning history and reading books. See that it all leads you to the same case. You can do it without going to college, to a college, but it's much more difficult. It's much more difficult. You can, but it's much more difficult. I will define it like that. There could be a person who didn't go to any college or university or anything, without any degree, but spent his whole life reading. It would be a weird case because I wouldn't understand the purpose of him doing so. The college gives you a framework and a purpose. But if the case would happen, that I'm sure there has to be one in humanity, well, yeah, in that case, that one would be the exception to the rule. As a rule, as an average, I tell you. What would you say to a person who believes that being wise is for all people? Oh, to simply easy. That one is easy. I would tell him to simply read social media comments for a second and Reddit and those, and he'll find lots of people that are old and say stupid shit. 100%. You can have 50 years and behave like a fucking teenager. Or he can go to good, the reputation is beginning to increase. So you can go to a nightclub and there will be old people trying to remain young in their twisted heads. And there you will find out that age has nothing to do with wisdom, in that sense. In that sense, age has nothing to do with wisdom. Age gives you experience of maybe predicting what will happen at some point, because you've already seen the consequences of it in the past, right? It gives you maybe that experience. But wisdom transcends experience. Experience is the knowledge you derive from your senses. Wisdom instead comes from the mind. That is the key difference. Wisdom, the origin of wisdom comes from the mind. What you are mentioning, maybe, Patrick, is experience. What they try to... The problem is that they associate them without being able to make the distinction. Because in the case of wisdom, it needs to derive from a mental deduction, from logic. In the case of experience, derives from the senses. The person already saw once that if he eats, I don't know, raw meat, then he ended up over at the toilet for a whole day. Or eating, I don't know, drinking milk with an expired date, and maybe a young person says, it's not gonna do anything to me. Well, that is experience through the senses, but experience through the senses isn't wisdom. Experience through the senses isn't wisdom. A fucking moth. I think I killed it. That moth loved me, that's for sure. So, wisdom is derived from logic and absorbing knowledge that is derived from your mind, not your senses. What you are mentioning is... Don't you feel that what you are mentioning, regardless of what I say, is derived from senses, what they would tell you, someone who tells you... The question is, people, what would you say to a person who believes that being wise is exclusively for old people? I would tell him that he's mixing up experience with wisdom. Wisdom is derived from your mind's logic, while experience, true, is derived from your senses. It is true that older people have more experience derived from their senses, but it does not imply wisdom. Wisdom implies deductions made by your mind to explain the fabric of the universe. In that sense, in which it is crucial, constantly asking yourself why, in that sense. So yeah, pretty much. I think I made the distinction pretty clear, right, Patrick? I would establish that one as a difference. What would I tell him as empirical evidence to verify it on the field? Go 5 minutes to Twitter. There's a lot of people over 50, 60 years saying stupid shit. Without logic. Being zealots of any party, Democrat or Republican or whatever. There are zealots everywhere, regardless of age. Ignorant people everywhere, regardless of age. Go to social media 2 seconds, I would tell the person to verify this distinction I just mentioned between wisdom and experience of the senses. Is the origin. The origin is absolutely different. Wisdom comes from your mind, your mind's logical deductions. How would you tell a young man that... No, how would you tell a young man that masculinity isn't about being loud, hurting people, or being with multiple women at once, but about the depth of your thoughts? Because obviously deep thoughts don't seem that sexy. Of course they don't. Good question, Patrick. Good question. So the person is convinced that masculinity is about behaving like a beast. It's about behaving like a beast. In that sense. Well, it's a problem of maturity there. It's a problem of maturity if the person thinks that. So you have to make the person mature a bit in that sense. Because of course the mind... It's not that the mind... I get you. The mind, the thoughts, deep thoughts, explaining why, and the fabric of the universe is not that appealing, because it's not tangible. Well, I would tell him that he's not an animal. That he's not an animal. We are not animals. Our brain has suffered mutations severe enough as for us to not behave like fucking animals. To not behave like fucking animals. He's trying to behave like an animal, and he's not an animal. He needs to understand he's not an animal. And since he's not an animal, he's able to do things that animals cannot do. Okay? If I had to use very basic words, he needs to understand he's not an animal and he is bound by logic, not animal instincts. So he needs to act according to a human being, not a fucking animal. So, hurting people or being with multiple women at once. Okay, the person needs to understand that that path also will not bring him happiness. At all. Will not bring him happiness. He needs to understand that, as I always tell you, important things in life require 3 elements: time, effort, and pain. If the person is just hitting people or hurting people with his words or whatever for no apparent purpose, out of his own immaturity, it's because he's actually trying to exert a control over life. What the fuck is this shit? What's this? What am I? Oh! I turned into a monolith, people. What's this? Fuck, what's this? Now I'm lost. What on earth? Can I jump? No. I turned into a fucking monolith, people. That worked. I think I need to beat... What are they doing? What the fuck? So... Sorry, people. There we go. Okay, we have to beat them. Wait our turn, I guess. Ah, okay, we have to beat them. To it. Like that. Do they fly? Ah, yeah, they fly, they fly, they fly. They fly over those. Okay, we just... I don't know what's the point of doing this shit, people, at all, but well, we have to do it. So, quite interesting topic. How would you tell a young man, it's a long one, that masculinity isn't about being loud, hurting people, or being with multiple women at once, but about the depth of your thoughts, like I said in the past, because obviously deep thoughts don't seem that easy. Okay, it's pretty similar to the idea that I told you before. Do you need to touch fire to know that you will get burned? Patrick? No, you don't. Do you actually need to do that? No, well, here's the same. Do you need to behave like a beast in this case to verify that you are a man? That would be the part of masculinity. To verify that you were born with a proportion of gray matter on the brain that is that of a male brain? No, you don't need to behave like a beast. And the person has a problem of maturity. In that case, he's trying to exert control over something or someone, hurting people, being loud, shouting, or being with multiple women at once. He's trying to cover his own insecurities at the end of the day. He's trying to find outside of his existence something that he needs to look for inside of him. To feel, in this case, that he indeed, because of the proportion of gray matter on the brain, he is a man in that sense. If you meant it in a more in a sense of community instead, if you meant it in a sense of community in which the person doesn't feel that he's successful in life because he's not hooking up with 1,000 prostitutes or being like an alpha monkey, something like that, well, as I told you, the person needs to understand that he is not an animal, that humans are not animals, contrary to what has been spread lately. We are not animals. We are not monkeys. We derive from monkeys, but we're not monkeys. We don't have to behave like monkeys. We have to behave like civilized humans. So, I get what you mean. how do you explain then the second part of it would be, how do you explain that everything that I'm saying is worth it when thoughts are ethereal? They are not tangible, okay? Well, and that's the part that I was mentioning.
I follow you.
Precisely, see the coincidence. Thoughts are something that we cannot perceive through our senses, but our mind. And because of that, the person needs to understand that just because you don't see something does not mean that it doesn't exist. Okay? For example, I cannot see any of your faces right now. Patrick, yours behind the camera, or anyone that I play with at any moment or anything. If I'm playing here, I don't see the faces of anyone here that is playing the game, or etc. The fact that I don't see something does not mean that it doesn't exist. The person needs to understand that. That is quite difficult, of course, because when you try to behave like an animal, you can only perceive through your senses. Hey, this is a race that I haven't seen in Star Wars. So it's like that the person needs to train to perceive through his mind besides his senses.
One of Iokath's original creators. Looks like it's been dead for centuries.
So it would be that. I would. How would you tell a young man that masculinity isn't about being loud, hurting people, or being with multiple women? Because of that. First thing, we are not animals. Because we are not animals. We are not animals. Second, because since we are not animals, we can perceive through our minds, besides our senses. See that all of the things that you are mentioning are exteriorating in the third point that I will add, that is a bit harsher, is that the person is exteriorating, he's projecting his own insecurities. If he needs to shout, to hurt people, or to be with 1,000 prostitutes at once, to feel accomplished in life, the word masculinity there, in that sense, is being used as feeling accomplished in life. In that sense, he's trying to feel accomplished in life. Actually, it's a replacement for that. And he cannot feel accomplished in life if he behaves like a fucking animal, in that sense.
I'm only interested in weapons.
So he needs to understand that he's exteriorating his own insecurity. Secure people, truly secure people,
Iokath's even more impressive than
do not need the validation
Will defend the Republic.
of shouting, of hurting people, or being with 1,000 prostitutes at once
Construction, but the schematics are missing key pieces of data.
to feel accomplished in life.
time is short.
That would be the problem.
Find a workaround.
Because
Right away, sir.
We can't fail now.
we don't have insecurities. I include myself in that group. Those are insecurities that the person needs to work on. If he needs those three things to feel accomplished in life, which in this case he's trying to replace with the concept of, you said, a masculinity, in that sense. He's projecting his own psychological insecurities. People who feel accomplished in life, Patrick, generally
Enough firepower to get Malcolm a run for his money.
God knows every last file.
are calm
We need to know how to use these weapons and how to build more.
and are secure of their actions, because there's a moral
Some of these files have already been decrypted,
skeleton
translated into
behind
bits.
it to back it up.
If she's listening, I wouldn't
That
bother
person
her
is just
too much
behaving
about
like an
a
animal.
few degrees.
If he needs to shout, needs to hurt people, or needs to be with 1,000 prostitutes at once to feel that he's something in life,
This place used to be the superweapons
he's
team.
depending on something that is
Looks like our crispy
exterior
friend was the last one
to
to
his
use it.
being to feel good about himself. That's why the insecurity. That's why the insecurity. That's why the insecurity that I'm mentioning to you. See, yet it makes sense. Did I answer the question satisfactorily, Patrick? I think I did it comprehensively in that sense, but it's related to what you said previously.
Search the records for any signs of what wiped them out.
Looks like
About
past 20 years before
perception.
the Civil War. One side built the weapon, but something went wrong.
Perception of metaphysical realities only through senses or through the senses and the mind. We are not animals. We can perceive through the mind. That gives us wisdom to understand all of this. That in this case the person is projecting his own inner insecurities. Why? Because of what I told you. He's depending on an exterior element to validate his existence. When you have... that is the key. It's probably more prisoners than we weapons left on the entire planet.
This weapon keeps getting better the more I hear about it.
We're not talking about your standard mass-killing machine. According to this data, it was tested on 4 different planets before Iokath. All successful. Over 10 trillion lives gone. This isn't a weapon. It's the apocalypse.
If the Empress hears about this, she may try to seize the weapon and turn it against us.
My lips are sealed. There. I've downloaded arsenal blueprints, fusion matrices, everything our army needs to gear up with the latest and greatest Iokath weaponry. Now, let's get out of here before...
That happens. We say it at the same time, people. I did use the phrase, yes. So it would be like that. I would explain all of that, Patrick, to the young man. That he is reflecting his own insecurities because he's depending on an exterior element to validate his existence. When you depend on an exterior element to validate your existence, you are just reflecting your own insecurities. For example, when people insult or when people behave like animals or whatever. Exterior is an exteriorization. The person is reflecting those insecurities. So I would tell that to the young man. In that sense, that he does not need to validate his existence with any exterior element to his own being. It needs to be immanent, inherent, internal to his being through wisdom. All of the things that you always ask me about, pretty much. In that sense. See the difference. See the difference. The source of the validation of the existence of a metaphysical entity, in that case, is...
Dispatching teams to secure the rest of the weaponry. Meet me at Athena's base. It's about time we take the fight to the Republic.
I'll see you there.
in that case, is validating his existence, sleeping with prostitutes, shouting, hurting others, and that is immaturity derived from insecurity. I think I described it pretty exactly, people. I don't know, what would you say, Patrick? You remained silent during my explanation. Was it good? Was it bad? I am an idiot. Of course not, people. Of course not. But I know that they are a bit of a complex network of concepts. But it's like that. When you need to validate your existence by an exterior element like sleeping with 1,000 prostitutes, well, you're just reflecting your own insecurity. Your own insecurity. I can go even deeper. Why would that be the case? And this one you know it, Patrick. At the root of it, I can go even more deeper into the root of it. This one you know it because you have asked me about it, but just in case I refresh it. What is the most precious thing we have, people? In life. The most precious thing we have. In that sense. As human beings. Our genetics. Our genetics. What is the most precious thing we can give to... Sorry. What's the most precious thing we can give to another person? Our lab. The most valuable thing. Our genetics and our lab. Our very metaphysical essence is that if you give that, you have your most valuable thing ever, and you give it to anyone, without any kind of filter, by sleeping with 1,000 prostitutes and etc., without any kind of filter, you're actually not valuing yourself. There is the proof of the lack of the existence of an insecurity. It's right there. Because you are giving your most precious thing to anyone. To anyone. In that sense. In the case of shouting, well, it's what I told you. It's lack of security in the robustness, in how solid your ideas are if you need to shout to validate them. But you're actually seeking the validation of another person, actually, if you are shouting, or if you are hurting people. You are seeking their validation deep inside. You want to control them to seek their validation. See? If you shout and you hurt people, you are trying to seek their validation through control.
Commander,
That is the thing. It's another sign of insecurity at the end of the day.
I've been thinking, how did the Empire, the Republic, and the Eternal Alliance all find the superweapon within minutes of each other?
The timing's too perfect. It can't be a coincidence.
Did I answer the question correctly, satisfactorily, Patrick?
Source, and it turns out so was the Empire.
What's your point?
I cross-referenced both sets of data. And
Yeah, it was. You think I'm right? You think I'm wrong? What do you think of my long explanation of it? Did you like it?
Start a galactic war.
Scorpio's in control of Iokath now.
What do you think of it?
I'm not sure how Scorpio would benefit, but she's on my list. Other top suspects include the Shroud, Darth Jadus, a rogue agent inside the Republic Strategic Information Service.
Let's not rule out Sith intelligence.
The point is there are too many suspects to count.
Find me a name.
I'm on it, Commander.
Welcome back, Commander. Meet the Crimson Talon, a joint Imperial Alliance production, outfitted with Iokath weaponry and ready for you to pilot in battle.
If I'd known you were exchanging gifts, I wouldn't have shown up empty-handed.
Bring me Malcolm's head and we'll call it even.
Incoming call.
I 100% agree with that statement because Thomas Aquinas is talking inside of you. No, I'm not as...
Commander Malcolm, have you called to surrender?
Not quite.
Okay, I'll get to it once.
Consider this a friendly warning. My engineers have discovered a back door into the superweapon. Once they've gained access, we will turn the weapon against you and win this war for the Republic.
Bro, I finished Thomas Aquinas' Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Okay, so you agree 100% with my statement and my overall conclusions, I presume, because Thomas Aquinas is talking inside of you. No, I cannot be ever as big. I can never be as as influential as he was for humanity, Patrick, at all. I am but a mere apprentice of him. But yeah, no realist thinker, all realist thinkers will reply this to you. Will make sense. You finished the Encyclopedia of Philosophy of Thomas Aquinas. Well, I congratulate you first. You've made it to a dimension where most people would have been unable to do so. You can read other philosophers there in the Encyclopedia of Philosophy, because you shouldn't overwhelm yourself right before going to university, Patrick, in that sense.
There's no way you bypass the defenses so quickly.
Denial won't save you.
This isn't a game, Malcolm. If you activate that weapon, thousands will die.
But I'll save millions of Republic lives from your Eternal Fleet. I thought you'd do the same, but I see I was wrong. Goodbye, Agent Sean.
Damn it, Malcolm.
If we move quickly, we can stop your father before he activates the super weapon.
You're right. Let's do this.
The walker is yours, Commander. Lead our charge. Crush the Republic.
So I would suggest you to continue. Oh, we got another walker. Damn it. Heavy storm, close range, blah blah. There we go. We got our reputation there, people. Loads the missile launcher with a new supply. Let's see. Overcharged weapons. Which one is the repair one? Self-repair shutdown sequence. Great. 5-meter radius. What about this? Where's the other one? This one. It has a cooldown on those charged weapons. You like moral philosophy the most. Second place is ethics, metaphysics. Last place is politics. But I'm changing opinion every week. That is always good. That's always good. Have it ever evolving. Can I loot? I can loot from this walker. It wasn't like that in Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne. Was this missile loaded? So basically, Patrick, you can read the other philosophers in that sense. I would suggest you go with Aristotle now. Now that you know Thomas Aquinas, I would go with Aristotle, the very same encyclopedia of philosophy, so you don't have to pay for books or anything like that. I would suggest you to read Aristotle instead, in the very same encyclopedia of philosophy. I would suggest you Aristotle. Otherwise, even if you don't like it, I love reading about people's opinion, about people in general, everything about society. And what about history? You would need to start learning history. If I were you, I would start learning history. Greek history, then Roman history, and then, of course, medieval European history. But you had your history teacher for you doing so. In that sense. I don't know. I hate history in school though. Well, then it's a good opportunity for you to overcome that limitation. Try to read history on your own. Then, it may be a bit overwhelming because you already have it at school. But probably at university you won't have that much. So you'll be able to study the parts that maybe are more influential for humanity. If I were you, did you read about Roman Empire? We learn about the Cold War. That's why. It's way too recent. I knew it. See, I knew it. Okay. I knew it. Okay. Get to Jace Malcolm. Charge that. All the granting overcharge cannon ability. This one. I love Hungarian. You are back from the other. Okay, so now I can proceed. Basically, the idea is that I'm back. Okay. The idea is that if you tell me you only learned, did you learn Roman history? Did you learn Roman history? For example, you tell me Cold War. Did you learn Roman history? For example, you need to learn Roman history. Or medieval history. You only learned like modern, post-World War II. In that sense. That is a tragedy. So, if I hadn't learned Roman history, I would try. if you don't like it about society, well, you were a very bad student when we learned Roman history. That was like 3 years ago. Okay, at the beginning of the school cycle. It's the same as mine. But we relearn it currently. Okay. Then you are dealing with history. On Mondays. Okay. Okay. Good. So you are having history. That is covered. Good. So if that is covered, someday I need to learn what those dark spores are for in the game here, people. Because I have no fucking idea. They have a description here, but I don't know what the fuck they are. Ever since I returned, I've been looting them, and I don't know what the fuck they are. Like dark spores. Very small, similar blood, and dark at all. Definitely not a spore. Turn this into the depository of dark wisdom. Next to 3B 1L on the fleet to earn reputation with the master's top secret. Whatever the fuck I don't know what the fuck all of that shit is. Yeah. Okay, so you have a history and you're learning Roman history and you like philosophy. You read Aristotle, then over at the Encyclopedia of Philosophy, read Aristotle and compare it to Thomas Aquinas, I'd say. Read about the creator of realism. Read Aristotle, then. It may be a bit more... Well, no, if you could get through Thomas Aquinas, you read all of the encyclopedia there of philosophy, the brief thing, the summary. That's good. That's good, Patrick. You already have an advantage over 99% of your classmates. Go with Aristotle. Go with Aristotle, if you like Thomas Aquinas. He won't include the concept of God, because he was pretty much previous to Christianity. So there you will see the origins of pretty much realism as a whole. And you'll see how different it was compared to relativism. Hey, this walker does not loot. Loot! I wish I could do this section without this. So what about that? Would you like Aristotle in that sense? It would be like that. I would suggest you that. If you already have a history at school, then you are covered pretty much. What do I do here? Okay. So I would suggest you that one. I would suggest you Aristotle. In that sense. I read anything at this point. That's good. You changed the tendency because you... I remember the first time you commented this to me on stream. You said that you wouldn't read, that you hadn't read any books, and that it was difficult for you to read books. I remember you told me that you were like what was it? Like you were struggling with not scrolling through the phone all day the first time I suggested you reading, and that you wouldn't get focused. So see that you made a lot of progress in that sense. Feel proud of yourself. Good. So now you read anything. It's the opposite. Will you look at that, Patrick? Will you look at that? See that changes can happen. People can change. In that sense. See that you shouldn't give up with your friends. You shouldn't give up. See that people can change. I remember the first time you told me that you hadn't read anything, that over at school they didn't make you read a lot. I remember, not so long ago. And look at you now. Now you you pretty much can read. You read through that summary, and you tell me that you can read anything, that you are open to read anything. Well, see how things can change, and I assure you they will change now that you are following my advice to go to a Roman Catholic university. You'll see how different it's gonna be, the part of the friends and everything that you tell me. See that things can change. It can change. But the person needs to have inner will to improve upon himself in that sense. But it can happen. Can happen 100%. Remember, you told me that you were not used to read and that you had problems focusing and not scrolling through the phone's videos. See that it can be done, and it's not that I am a fucking genius at all, people. It's just what I tell you, that people need to understand that good things in life demand time, effort, and pain. And people do not understand that. They want instant gratification. They demand time, effort, and pain. And in that sense, you put in the effort, you spend the time, and well, there's also the pain of adapting to it. But see if it paid off. Finally done here. What the? Get to Jace. Malcolm, but I killed everyone? No, there's a mob there that I haven't killed. So yeah, Patrick, see that? It can change. It can change. It can change. So, who knows? Maybe it can change for your other friend that you told me about the candy seller and everything. Yeah, I had a problem with scrolling. Even now I'm struggling with it. But yeah, I can now read philosophy instead of social media. Well, see? See, well, it's not just reading. You could focus. If you could read through the Encyclopedia of Philosophy I linked to you, you could sustain your focus on a single topic without changing. It's more than that.
Right here. Last chance. Surrender, or I activate the super weapon.
No deal.
Theron, you wouldn't.
It's father-son moments like this that make me glad I never had kids.
You've chosen this tyrant over me? Over the Republic?
Yes, I have.
Do it, Malcolm.
Oh yeah, I didn't like the theology, but you made it through. Well, see, that's a part of the pain and the effort.
See a radiant city,
Well, with Aristotle you won't have that.
forged by the molten gods.
Malcolm!
The super weapon is glorious, and it belongs to the Republic.
It was only a matter of time before Malcolm snapped.
No, Commander. It's you who are blind. No! The gates are closing!
Sir, your connection to the throne is breaking down. Super weapon controls are failing.
No, I can still see it. I know what I must do. They're coming.
Who's coming?
Father!
It's too late, Theron. We can't give up now.
They are coming? I love how the walker popped out of nowhere. Iokath Sentinel? What the fuck? I'll charge my weapons if you don't mind. Whoa, that's a lot of... That one resisted a pretty good attack. So yeah, the first thing I did see in the page Aristotle Ethics is habits. Should be interesting. You'll love it because it won't have the theology as Aristotle was previous to Christianity, for example. But and you've had enough of it with Thomas Aquinas, I bet. That is the patron, basically, of it all. So you will get to see that Thomas Aquinas based he rescued Aristotle's texts there, Patrick. So imagine if he was influential, he was the true master of Thomas Aquinas, because Thomas Aquinas recovered the texts made by that Aristotle created. He translated them, of course, a huge monumental effort, but still, it is true that he perfected what Aristotle had created. So pretty much. Habits. That part you like it then. The part in which he talks about virtues and all of those things. I remember from university. In that sense. So I bet you'll love it. That way you'll follow the same line from a different perspective. Oh yeah, Thomas Aquinas. Happiness is imperfect without Thomas. Happiness is imperfect without God. Aquinas. Yes, indeed. He was a devout Dominican friar and Christian. So pretty much, yeah. In that sense, Aristotle will provide you a more cardinal virtues. That's a good topic. Oh, well, precisely those. Especially temperance is the one that we lack nowadays in society, in that sense. Good. Finally I can get off this walker.
You were right, son. I'm so sorry.
Oh, he's alive.
Tell your mother. I'm sorry.
No, they killed Malcolm here. Fuckers. This character was at launch day of this game. What is this prostitution? This is like when they killed Darth Mar and, well, Malgus in the case of Malgus, with the final flashpoint. We all know it. Fuck. Okay.
If only he'd listened, we could have avoided this.
He never was much for listening. And now he's gone.
Damn, they are killing all of the OG characters of the game. How much until Satil Shan dies as well? I love it when Disney kills all of the original characters of a game. they are the worst scam, the worst scam of the world. Did you read Relativist Philosophers? Of course, Patrick. Of course, I read them. Needless to say, uh, I disagreed with them, absolutely, with Nietzsche, with Engels, with Marx, with all of those.
I know I can't make the pain stop.
But
I'll be here to help you. Every step of the way.
Thank you. That means a lot.
but
Malcolm's power flux knocked out the super weapons defenses. Killed the signal that put our ships in lockdown. The Eternal Fleet's back online.
It's about time.
Commander, I'm detecting massive power spikes at the superweapon facility.
Let me guess. That's bad.
More like catastrophic. The weapon core is charging and no one's at the controls. If you don't deactivate it soon, it may obliterate the entire planet.
How soon until the weapon fries Iokath?
We're talking minutes. You'll never make it in time.
Hold on. With the shields down, I can remotely slice into the mainframe from here. Maybe buy you enough time to manually kill the weapon at the source.
Do whatever it takes. In the meantime, tell our forces to take shelter. Be safe. Both of you.
You too, Commander.
Okay.
Eternal Fleet, move into position and charge all forward batteries. It's time to knock out a super weapon.
so if I read Relativist Philosophers, yes, Nietzsche. Above them all, the one man, and above them all, Nietzsche and Immanuel Kant, that I name you so much, so many times, Patrick, that we even have the emote here on the channel. See if I read them as proof I can offer you that remember the emote of Immanuel Kant there. See if I have him in his mind. I can't take this anymore. Indeed, Immanuel Kant, the one responsible for all of our situation nowadays. In case you need a reminder, pretty much, you told me that you don't mind me repeating myself, and I love doing so. Immanuel Kant born in the 1600s in the zone that is now to the northeast of Poland, that very small portion that was originally called Koenigsberg, originally Krelowik, the original Polish name, then Koenigsberg, German, and now Kaliningrad. Now it's under the control of Russia due to a treaty during World War II, in which it was given to Russia. Okay, so basically, what's this? Maybe I have to use this teleporter. So basically, in that zone, Immanuel Kant was born. That zone, that small batch of land, which is the legendary origins of the Prussians. The Prussians, when you read Prussians, it's the original Germans, the original Teutonic German knights.
My lord.
That zone is the origin of its is the supposed divine origin of the Prussian Empire. That's where Kant lived. So, what did he do? He created relativism. Sadly for humanity, he created relativism, and basically he explained, he stated that entities, metaphysical entities, exist inside of our minds. See if I read relativist philosophers. Explore Iokath, I explore the whole place. Good. That everything exists inside of our minds. All metaphysical entities exist inside of our minds. And our minds are a clean slate to be filled. See, it's even brutish, the way of describing metaphysical reality.
Take a seat and hope for the best.
Am I great, or is this the third one I've seen today?
Let's start a collection.
So basically that, if you want to establish a difference between... If you want to read relativism, Patrick, I would start with a British one, with William of Ockham instead, who was a nominalist, which is the previous stage to relativism. He was the rival of Thomas Aquinas. William of Ockham.
Where am I? Who are you?
Oh, what's this? Damn it, such shitty textures on the helm. There, like... What the fuck's with this? They didn't update the textures here. They look so muddy.
You're just a machine, stranded on a dead planet and worshipped by a bunch of tin cans.
Huh?
I didn't come here to be poked and prodded.
Now Revan appears again, people. I can see it. Revan fucking appears again. For the millionth time.
I've given up everything.
What is the hardest activity you could do in life? In my case, In my case, the hardest one. Blood for the Blood God, like in Warhammer 40k Space Marine. Warhammer 40k in general. Blood for the Blood God. That they say that, the units. Okay, this guy feels exactly like that. Warhammer 40k entered the universe of Star Wars. This is quite similar. Okay. What is the hardest activity you could do in life? As a day-to-day activity, Patrick, for me, it's moving. For me, it's moving. I don't like moving. I'm a person who doesn't like moving in general. It would be that one as a day-to-day activity. The hardest one in the history of humanity, well, that one is easy. Exploring space, I would say. Exploring space is the hardest one ever. The hardest challenge ever for humanity. For a day-to-day activity, I would say, for me, moving. I hate moving. I hate moving. It takes a lot of my will to do so. I don't like moving. It takes a lot of my will to do so. Exploring space. I don't know why you ask that in that sense.
I'm your destroyer.
But yeah, pretty much. I would say that. This is it, people? We don't get a fucking explanation of it? Let me see.
Don't worry, Commander. You're safe.
What on earth happened? The psychopath started shouting.
It was a giant droid.
I know. You've been talking in your sleep.
Your dreams are almost as bad as mine. Whatever that droid is, you knocked it out of commission with the Eternal Fleet. Now it's recharging and gearing up for a counterattack.
Which is why we must strike soon. Hesitate too long and the Titan may destroy us all.
The Titan.
Someone betrayed me. They lured me into that death trap and sabotaged the throne. Just like they tricked all of us into fighting a war on Iokath.
The conspiracy cuts deeper than we imagined.
Sounds like an inside job, all right. Only a handful of people could get close enough
So
to
it would be
sabotage the
that,
throne.
pretty much.
Who could have done such a thing?
Athena's an expert strategist. If she took me down, the galaxy would be as good as hers.
I always thought she had a case of throne envy.
Why stop with Athena? If we're tallying suspects, we have to consider Iokath, Vizsla, SWTOR, and the entire Alliance army.
Not to mention Lana. And hell, even me.
Whoever it is, I want
This makes no fucking sense. This makes no fucking sense.
There's only one solution. You must monitor everyone.
Hold on, Minister of Paranoia. You can't invade everyone's privacy to sniff out a single rat.
I can't, but the commander can. Give the order and I'll begin surveillance of everyone, even Theron and myself. It's the only way to flush out the traitor.
I love when people say, it's in plural, people is in plural. People say 99% of the people I know, reading philosophy or whatever is not hard, just boring. That is why nobody does it. Lovely line of reasoning, Patrick, lovely line of reasoning. So, eh, reading it is not hard, so I'm not gonna fucking do it. It's just boring. Nobody does it. Okay, then immediately they proceed to behave like a nihilistic gorilla and proceed to do all of the sequence that you described the other day, in which they learn kung fu arts to save the girlfriend in question, hitting everyone in the room, ending up in jail, breaking the bars of the fucking jail, and then kidnapping the poor package in this case, like you told me in that previous day. So they don't read it. They say that's fucking easy. Let's ignore it. It's just boring. Proceeds to behave like a fucking gorilla. That would be the sequence then. Then that would be the sequence. Then they grab a rainbow flag and they repeat whatever another another degenerate tells them to repeat, being like empty shells of ignorance in that sense. That would be the sequence. Being unconscious of it on top of it because they fucking didn't read the philosophy in the first place. Nice. Nice. That would be the mental process and the sequence then. Okay. Okay.
I can't take any more chances. If someone so much as scratches their nose, I want to hear about it.
We'll form a surveillance team. Everyone will be considered a suspect.
So yeah, pretty much.
Excellent. You're awake and looking stronger than ever, I see. Are you ready to return to the battlefield?
Someone stabbed me in the back. Was it you?
This is preposterous.
Answer the question.
My life is an open book. Scour every detail and you'll find I would never betray you.
I'll be the judge of that.
So be it. Just don't let my dirty laundry distract you from the war. You've dealt a crushing blow to the Republic, but they stubbornly refuse to surrender. Our fight for Iokath rages on.
The Republic can't fight forever.
How would you define the how would you define depression then?
I can almost taste it. We must rain destruction on the Republic.
Lack of purpose in human existence, the same as nihilism. Having no purpose, Patrick, in life. Having no purpose. Finding no purpose in life. Lack of purpose in human existence. Nihilism, pretty much.
See what she's hiding.
I'll promise you right now, whoever this traitor is, we will find them.
Like,
And we'll make them pay.
I know you will. While you start searching, I'm going to win the war they started.
For the Eternal Alliance.
May the Force serve us all.
like, in that sense, how will you define the depression is that it's a lack of purpose in human existence, not finding purpose in your existence. In that sense. Why am I walking? Because of the walker section, probably. Let me activate my ability of walking. Of running, sorry. Where's the sprint? Here. There we go. Much better. Okay, so Crisis on Umbera. What? Speak with Theron in the Alliance staging area. This is it. Fracture Alliance use the council base to assign your troops. I've already did that shit. Have to do it again. That's it. This is it for the war for Iokath. This is pretty much it. Depression is the line. And what would you do in the person's shoes? It's quite difficult that to break, Patrick. Nietzsche was the person who was the first affected by it, by thinking once God was removed, this was the sequence. Pretty much Nietzsche was coming from the medieval age, in which everyone did all of his actions for the purpose of going to heaven. For the purpose of going to heaven, and to go to pretty much would do good actions to go to heaven. It was defined, easily defined, in that sense. So right now, when Nietzsche appeared, he eliminated the notion of God and said, well, life is what you make out of it. That's it. It's what you make out of it. Like your responsibility, it's pretty much your your problem. There's nothing else for you to deal with in that sense. Go to the Imperial, destroy 25 Iokath droids. Okay, let's see what this is. I'm gonna deal with this. So basically that. Absence of purpose in human existence. What would I do in the shoes of the person? It's quite difficult without external help from another person. It's quite difficult. What would I do in the shoes? There was a time in which I felt like that. After I couldn't play any video game for 5 years during university. I genuinely felt like life served no purpose because all I did was reading all day. It was like a prison for me. Pretty much. I would say that sadly only the... You lived in a dormitory. No. I studied here. No. It wasn't over there. No. I came back home. I studied right here on my desk. Right here where you see me is where I studied. I didn't go to a dormitory. No. No, it wasn't an internship in that sense. I will have to, unfortunately. Okay. But if it's a Roman Catholic one, it should, because you must be very far away from the institution in that sense, right? You must be far away. In my case, I live right in the middle of a city, so I was close to it. Okay, you'll have to go to a dormitory, Patrick. Okay, like Ambra. Okay, but if even with more, where I live, religion is quite behind. What do you mean it's quite behind? It's more atheist, the zone where you are. You told me that you weren't in a big city, that you were in a kind of like in a rural zone of Hungary, not in a big city. Weird. That is quite behind in that sense. Besides, you said that Hungary was quite religious in general. Regarding the depression, sadly, generally you need another person to break it for you, to give purpose to your to help you understand the inner purpose of your existence. Sadly, you generally need another person. It's way too difficult to do it on your own. I did it on my own. The video games helped me. I would tell the person to enrich himself culturally, to play a lot of video games, read a lot of books, and watch a lot of movies. And once I could finally finish law school, I once again smiled in that sense. So, and found the purpose in human existence. So, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say atheists, they just don't care, I guess. They won't make a Catholic university here 100%. But weird, because you told me that Hungary was like ultra-religious. So, it isn't like that everywhere, then, I deduce. I see. So it wasn't like that everywhere. Okay. But do not fret, because with what you are telling me, even with more reason, I tell you that you are making the right choice going to a Catholic university instead of an atheist one. You will see that the dormitory won't be as troublesome. Oh, what's this? Lots of objectives now. What's this? Won't be as troublesome as in an atheist one, with even more I feel even more reassured that I suggested you to go to a Catholic university and you are doing so uh, that you tell me that you didn't have one clue. But then it wasn't that religious Hungary then. If there are songs that aren't like completely Roman Catholic, you made it look as if religion was everywhere. You made it sound, sorry, you made it sound originally as if religion was everywhere. But well, no matter, because as I tell you, in a Catholic university that I'm telling you it will be a much better than an atheist one, there will be because there will be discipline, and because of how you are, because of your personality, Patrick, um, and your maturity. Mature people need to go to those, pretty much, because otherwise uh, you will find the same problems that you have been constantly telling me about your high school. That there's no discipline. That there's a guy trafficking candy over at a corner. That no one cares about anything. Well, that shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there, and that will give you. That will give you. Welcome to the Assault Walker Control Station. Pilot an Assault Walker. Never mind. Interact with the. Okay, no, I don't care about commanding any Assault Walker again. I hate those sections. Thank you. You just have to interact with them. Why would you say that? I wouldn't say atheists. They just don't care, I guess. They won't make a Catholic university there where you live, which was a rural area, you told me. They don't care. Okay. Okay, so the farmers are not religious, for example. The people working over at a rural area are not religious in Hungary. Well, Hungary is quite poor, so every university, Catholic universities, are in North Hungary. I'm in the middle south part, where the life is. Okay, with even more reason, you are making the correct choice because of what you just described. With even more reason, 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 you are making the correct choice. Always aspire to 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 be among a social circle that is more intelligent than you, and that has had the opportunity to deal with those things. Yes, it will be even more beneficial if you ask me. I do believe that you will see a drastic difference because of what you are telling me. You will probably see a drastic difference with your high school, for the better. For the better. Is it because money makes you good on its own eraser? Are you implying that? No, I'm not implying that money makes something good on its own. I'm saying that naturally, where riches are accumulated, there's the opportunity to meet people who had a different life experience than what he originally had. Everything revolves around Budapest, basically, where I want to study a city called Ager. It is quite close to Budapest. Okay. If I had to say, I think you will have quite a surprise. You'll armor piercing by portable turrets. Well, by portable turrets, whatever. By turret, what? You give Iokath power shards. Fuck this shit. Let's make it as hard as possible. I don't care about this. Yes. I don't care about this. I just point me where I have to kill the stuff, and that's it. I just need my rotation. Okay, so everything revolves around Budapest. Okay. Okay, and Budapest is in the north. Okay. Okay. I see. It will be an enriching experience if you ask me, because of what you are describing. Because of what you are describing. For example, take it from this perspective. My classmates over at the university, when they met me, they were also a bit enriched. Like, like maybe you've been meeting me, and the reality is that I went with an academic merit scholarship. I didn't pay for university. That was quite expensive. But the truth is that we both enriched ourselves with those experiences. In that sense, you'll be able to see. In that sense, it was quite precise for you because you discovered my stream with all of these things right before that. But I want to come back in the middle south to your family and then move into a closer small town, which is your favorite in Hungary. Well, there it's a matter of preference at that point, Patrick. I know that you will miss your family. You will miss your family. That is something that, for example, in Italy would be, and here it would be a grave grave uh, problem. In that case, I didn't have to deal with that because I was uh, right beside the university. But people who came from the interior provinces of Argentina, for example, a lot of our apartments. Have you considered renting an apartment outside of the university, at least for you, instead of inside of the campus? Is that possible? That's what generally they do here in Argentina. The people who come from the interior provinces. We, in the case of my family, we rent the apartments in a lot of cases that we are the owners to students. So I see it all the time to have us uh, to have as tenants the people who are renting the apartment, students from the interior provinces. You could try that. That's a possibility, but I want to try the dormitory first. I would suggest you that. I wouldn't try the dormitory first, Patrick. Unless you want to meet people. Maybe you want to meet people. But maybe in your second or third year, you can do that. Uh, that would be, if your parents can, that's generally even less expensive in some cases, eh? So yeah, rent you more.
Outlander, the tapestry of fate joins us once more.
What the fuck? What a haircut!
We are all that remains of the scions of Zakul. We have come to aid your quest, just as the prophecy foretold.
I've already toppled the Eternal Empire and taken the throne. What more can you help me with?
You still face your greatest challenge, the God of Rage.
You're talking about the giant droid, the super weapon.
What you call a super weapon, we know as one of the 6 gods. They were
There are
forged
other
by
5.
Iokath in a forgotten age. Their master set them loose upon Zakul, killing millions, and giving birth to our pantheon of gods. Now Tyth has reawakened, and his brethren will soon join him to destroy us all.
You're telling me we're about to have 5 more
5 more.
things stomping across
So
It is only a matter of time.
what's this? 5 machine gods.
Your fate
They
is
had no
already
imagination
written.
with this shit.
You will clash with the gods, and when you subdue them, you will be judged worthy to take possession of their shells. You will drive the
Shells.
Titans against your Republic enemies, and become a god yourself.
I have enough to worry about leading the Eternal Alliance. The last thing I need is people looking up to me like a god.
Many
Indeed.
share your reaction.
So
You're destined to
you will go to
confront
sleep.
the
Thank you for the
gods.
wonderful stream.
Beyond
Good
that,
night,
fate
Patrick.
remains
And
unseen.
consider that possibility of
Perhaps you will
dormitory
face
outside
the
of
god
it.
of
And
rage,
because of
and
everything that
summon
you
his
told
mantle
me,
to march against the Republic.
you are making the
will
right decision.
perish,
I
and
would
fade
go
from history.
for
I will
renting
contact you if we see
a
but for now,
an
your
apartment
ultimate
of
fate
1
is
room or 2
clouded in
rooms
darkness.
outside of the university to separate things, to separate personal life from university. I would do that. If you want to try the dormitory first, try it. I would go for that instead. In my case, in that, if what I see everyone doing, we rent the apartments to a lot of those. In that case, so I can tell you that it works. It works. So, because of everything that you are telling me, you are making the right choice uh, going to a Catholic university. You'll have discipline, but I would separate it. I would separate which is that which is the student life from the apartment. I would separate it. I am against the idea of dormitories because then it mixes up life, like personal life, with studies, and I would keep it like separated in that sense. I would do that. If you can rent a dormitory, my humble suggestion. Otherwise, if you can rent an apartment right outside of the university, in that sense, I would go for that. But well, glad for you, and I assure you that that with everything that you are telling me, the very fact that I suggested you to choose a Catholic university and you chose it, and in the rich zone of your country, you are making the right choice. You are making the right choice. I assure you, you'll see the difference with your high school. Good night, Patrick. And never stop and never watch the stream um, sacrificing your math or history studies for high school. Never do that. I will always be here. You have the balls to watch them. Never uh, watch the stream in a degradation to your own studies. Never, never do that. Never do that. Never do that. Never do that. As I know you don't because you're a responsible guy. So good. Have a great night. And thank you always for visiting me, Patrick. And I love the chats. Imagine people if in every single stream chats would be like this instead of debating stupid shit at the level of social media. The world would be so rich in discussions and debates instead. But yes, I was telling him, in my case, since I lived at the capital, I didn't have to go to a dormitory or rent an apartment outside of it. A fortune, a fortune. That's why I always like big cities, because of those things. That's why I like the big cities generally. In that sense, you don't have to rent a dormitory to find a university. Those things. It's precisely that. If it were for me, I would live right in the middle of London, probably. Well, that one is brutally expensive. So yeah, pretty much. I would look for. I would definitely look for having universities close. That's for sure. Where's the exit? I think I'm done with this shit. Chris is on Umbara. I've already done that flashpoint several times. Chris is on Umbara. And I also need to do another one that I've been told. The Star Fortress stuff. So this is the... I see that they changed the structure for the story once you finish Knights of the Fallen Empire and Eternal Throne. What's this? Here? Enter the Iokath operation. What? I know, but this is an op. I know, but this is for a group. Okay, facing the machines of war, and there you do an op. Okay, then you can abandon it. Okay, so there it dies. Okay, good. So I finished that branch. So now it's Crisis on Umbera. Are you sure you're ready to begin Crisis on Umbera? And this ends with an op pretty similar to Oricon. Okay. Large commemorative statue of Isaac the Destroyer. Can I preview it? Isaac, and then you directly go to the operation and kill the 6 machine gods. Okay, now I see that operation that it was called machine gods. It has to be this shit. Okay, and there they just went for an operation for PvE content. Okay. Okay, you need the achievement to beat it. Okay. The sobering engine is required to operate the control station. What happens if I do this? Control-C. Where's your super weapon access? Select platform. Confirm order to replicate. What the fuck? Confirm tithe replication. What the fuck is this shit, people? The story quest ended. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit, people? If it finished, Chris is on Umbera. This is pretty much it. Is the era window complete? No, it goes on with Crisis on Umbera. See, it's tied to this one. Okay, we have to do Crisis on Umbera probably, that flashpoint. I know it like the back of my hand. So it won't be a problem. Let's go, people. Maybe we can make it interesting and see if I can solo it on Master mode, huh? People, what do you say? Maybe we can make it as interesting as possible, see if we can solo it Master mode. That would be interesting. Oh, the game died. Look at that, people. Look at that, the game died. But yes, I was mentioning to Patrick precisely. It is a real blessing living at a big city in which you have the university right besides you. In that sense, you have the university right besides you. I had it, for example, at 20 blocks. I would take either an Uber or something. The Ubers weren't that popular back when I studied. A normal taxi before they were replaced with the Ubers. And I would go there. It's only 20 blocks. You can also take the public transport as well. You can take a bus, you can take the metro, all of those things. So yeah, that's why I like big cities in that sense. Pretty much. I always lived inside of an apartment at a capital, at a big city. So yeah, pretty much there's that thing. Though I would still suggest renting an apartment outside of the university instead of the dormitory. Because at the end of the day, you also pay for the dormitory, I think, huh, people? In my case, it's not a thing. Here where I live, my country is much bigger, so universities don't have dormitories. You have to rent an apartment 100%. There's no other option. So it's what I know. It's a system that I know in that sense. I don't know how it works with a dormitory. Like how you share personal space with another person, I wouldn't. I think that in order to study, you need to be on your own, quiet, with your own personal space, if you ask me, to properly apprehend the concepts. And you can see that I'm not that much of a bad result of that system, huh? You can see that I'm not that much of a bad result of the system. In that sense. In that sense. Okay. I don't know why the game died here loading the textures. So Crisis on Umbera. I'll just proceed so I can get through the eras. So whichever one is purple should be the solution. Fuck. Dang. Damn it. Damn it. Or what I would suggest in a lot of cases, I do support school at home in that sense. But for that, I do support school at home. Like I learned English like that. And it definitely, if done right, can be the superior method. Like English at school was of low quality in comparison, for example. And like that, other things. I love that they finally changed the artwork of the loading screen. I like this artwork. The previous one was absolute shit. So we have to do Crisis on Umbera. What's this? Stronghold directory Copero Villa. Okay, yeah, no, that's disgusting. That has a beach. If it has a beach, people, for me, is disgusting. I know I've repeated it endless times. That's why I like the Drummond Cast apartment and the older Pala.
Commander, fresh news from the war on Iokath.
Okay, and it keeps going like this.
Republic troops capture one of our supply stations. The Empire's leading a retaliation, but we're locked in a stalemate.
You always know how to cheer me up. What about our hunt for the traitor in our ranks?
We've been spying on every member of the Eternal Alliance, just like you ordered. Now we're drowning in leads, but none of it's actionable. Our people feel violated, and we're no closer to catching the traitor.
If we keep pushing, we'll have a full-blown rebellion on our hands. Time to dial down the spy games.
Well, let's hope we can win back their trust.
Lighten up, Theron. Things aren't all doom and gloom.
Well, you look cheery today, Lana. Did Galt spike the calf again?
Even better. I found a lead. Alliance agents picked up a signal from the shadow world of Umbara. It's encrypted with the same algorithm.
Ah, now I know why there's a hooded man in
They're
this
still on the planet,
flashpoint.
helping our Republic foes grab a massive stockpile of Edegan crystals.
The traitor already lured me into one ambush on Iokath. I won't walk into another.
This time, I'll have your back.
As will I. The Republic won't give up their precious crystals without a fight.
Both sides have tinkered with Edegan crystals for years, part of an arms race to build a new arsenal of superweapons.
If we move quickly, we can corner the traitor and hijack those crystals. Intel says they're on an Umbaran supply train headed for the capital city.
Oh boy.
We leave now. The traitor won't escape us this
This is a flashpoint that destroys your frames per second, people. I know which one it is. I've done it countless times. It's a flashpoint that kills your frames per second. So at this point, I remember I was coming here when I was stuck at midis in war zones to buy the Iokath. It was a material. State of the Galaxy resource war. Okay. Oh, it died. I love it how I was missing this with the update, bringing a lot of people back to the game to play this stupid story. Some new stupid story. Invitation, accepting on a stronghold location like no other. This one, the Iokath, but now I know it's the Iokath Recombinator. Okay, you need that for midis gear, for example. Let me check something. You have new mail. Yeah, the game loves you. The game loves you.
Stop by again.
Okay. Complete the Crisis on Umbara flash. Okay, it's automatically set for me. I didn't need to solo flashpoint. I don't need to configure anything. Get ready because our frames are going to die. This flashpoint is a reference to one of the final episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, though. It's one of the references to Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It's one of the final episodes in which, as such, Ventress precisely does this after escaping Dooku. Pretty much. So yeah, this flashpoint. Don't worry, we'll do it in 1 second. Alright, frame drops can officially begin. Welcome to frame drop land. It's only this one. Oh, we get a different cinematic. Oh, I get 2 comps. This is interesting. Okay, don't worry. Once we finish the train section is only the first one. Once we finish this section.
They're near the front of the train.
Okay, the traitor is near the front of the train. Now we get some troops here. Yeah, it works the same. I'm taking you down, Commander. Yeah, traitor. Look at those frames dropping, people. Isn't that sweet?
Get those crystals!
Isn't that sweet, people? How frames drop with 238 Ts?
This train is littered with traps.
You don't say.
Get those crystals!
Pretty much. I think I've completed this flashpoint endlessly because there's an achievement for it. There was an achievement, I already did it. Travel to the front of the train. This is for Jace Malcolm. God damn it, people. God damn it. Oof, those frames are dropping. So when you step on one of those red squares, you trigger turrets. I even have the pet of this flashpoint. Damn it, they give you 2 comps to deal with it. This is pathetic. I wanted to set it to master mode and try to solo it. Damn it, they are dying in one blow. This is miserable. Oh well, better do it on stream, sharing it with all of you. It makes it more accelerating in comparison. I think we're done here. Don't worry, the train section will end soon, and I know it by heart. This is for Chase Mountain again. Nothing like recycling dialogue lines from the voice actors, people. One-on-one strategy so your game is profitable. You have to ensure that a single voice line by the actor is repeated 1,000 times. So, this one will take some more than 1 second to die. So it ends up being profitable. That's pretty much the idea. Don't worry, here you acquire this. Okay, the correct password, then you activate here, and then you grapple hook.
Take my advice. Don't look down.
And you go over there. Good. We are closing in on the traitor. Pretty much. That should do it. A nice force storm. There we go. And here, this is the trap that I fell for last time I did this shit, which is actually attacking the turrets. Now, since they are so weak, I could try doing something stupid before I do the correct thing, and I could try attacking them. You know. This is for Jace Malcolm. Yeah. You have to fall over here. As you could see, they took 50% of my health in one blow. You are not meant to attack. You are not meant to attack the fucking turrets. And instead, you come over here. There's always a person, when you're doing this with a group, that actually does this. And activates the putrid turret. Which you shouldn't. Oh, and that as well. Don't tell me I'm forced. Because of the turrets above us. It's because you shouldn't engage with the turrets as well. Above us. Yeah, true. If you engage the turrets, this shit gets back. True. You need to let them kill you, or what? Yeah, you have to let them kill you. If you engage, you die. True. Hopefully it doesn't send... Shit. Good. It sent me back there. Good. Good. Yeah, you don't engage. You just do this. As I told you. Repair your gear for being stupid. Like that. And let me open that stuff. Here, this one. The Iokath stuff. So now it's all Iokath, Iokath, Iokath. It's Iokath day, people. So you get through this, and here, well, on master mode, you generally hide here as he deploys the turrets and you kill them. Here it's easy, you just...
Protect the crystals!
Yeah, here this will be easy, I will go full power, so... You just need to ensure you remain there. Yeah, your turrets will destroy me. Fuck. Look at the... You kill the ants. Look at the fucking lag of this shit, people. It's the laggiest shit ever. You should avoid that attack, but well, I just want to finish his shit. For some reason my affliction didn't work there. Destroy the turret. They're dying in one blow. Give me polarity, give me polarity. Please, give me polarity. I can't stand this shit anymore. Yeah, your turrets will destroy us. Will destroy us. There we go. The lag is... No, fuck, don't take any more time. Don't take any more fucking time, please. Don't take any more fucking time, please. There's enough lag as for the rest of my life. Enough for the rest of my life. There we go, thank you. Thank you, no. Let's get out of here. Let's finish this section. I hate this section. The lag is real. It's only this section, don't worry. It will go away. It's over, people. It's over. The lag is over. Thank you. And here, now I understand what this traitor is.
The traitor's on the other side of that door.
They're gone.
That's impossible. According to the signal, they're still on the convoy. No!
It's over, Commander.
What the fuck?
This train will collide with that mountain range. You'll be disintegrated, and I'll escape with the Eagames crystals. Don't worry, you won't feel a thing.
Yeah, generally it's a hooded man. Then I didn't expect this shit. Honestly, well, his father did die, so it is reasonable. It is quite reasonable, and well, it sets the stage for going back to Empire against the Republic, pretty much. So I believe if you choose to side with the Republic, it's Lana instead. Okay, well, it makes sense. It goes back to the usual course of history. Yeah, in the Flashpoint generally there's a hooded man only.
I could edit your miserable life in an instant. But first, I want to hear an explanation from the traitor's lips.
When you show your true colors, it makes all this easier. Luring you into that trap on Iokath was just the beginning. Ever since you defeated Valkorion, everything I've done has been towards one goal. The total destruction of the Eternal Alliance.
Why?
Build the Alliance. After everything it's been through, why tear it down now?
What I built was an end to the Eternal Empire, not this.
Well, I agree with him to
Because
a
I
point.
believed you'd end the cycle of war. I thought we'd finally be free once you took down Valkorion.
Oh,
The
I
Alliance
idealist people.
outgrew you. Now it's rotting from the inside, the galaxies fighting back, and you've become a symbol of oppression.
I chose the correct.
So much for your dreams of peace.
I chose the light side ending, people, just for the record, so it doesn't matter what the fuck he does. you do that, it ends up the same. Why not suggest you
Felt this way, you should have come to me first.
talk?
I wanted to tell you, but I knew you'd try to talk me down. I couldn't take that risk.
If you topple the Alliance, millions will die.
If that's the cost of peace, so be it. 30 seconds to impact. This is goodbye.
This is goodbye. I cannot wait to kill a lot of people here. Starting with Asina is top 1 in the list. This one is now top 2.
You better start running, Theron. I'm going to enjoy hunting
So it's different from the hooded man normally from the flashpoint. Okay. Okay.
We need to survive long enough to make Theron pay. Jump!
I can't wait to reinstate the Empire, people. A true Empire with Sith Lords, not Athena here. I need to check something, by the way, once we're back. Once we're back at the base, I need to check something.
Stay alert. We're in unborrowed territory, and they won't be happy to see us.
Unbarren territory. Okay. The lag is gone, finally. Okay. Now the flashpoint makes sense to me. I wonder if there's any difference from the standard flashpoint that you play normally. Look at that. I evaded that like a champ. Pretty much. Don't worry, I know the flashpoint by heart. I know where to go. Okay, so Theron ends up betraying... What the fuck? Ah, this is not part of flashpoint normally. Okay. Okay, I need to adapt to...
But it buys me enough time to get off-world.
Keep talking. It'll make silencing you all the more satisfying.
You'll need to catch me first.
I don't understand. How did I not see this coming? Was I really that blind?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Deception is what scum like Theron do best.
When I get my hands on him, he will regret betraying a Sith.
Collect Adigan crystals in the wreckage. Okay, here you do it like this, people. Ah, fuck. Yeah, true. You cannot avoid this one. You do it like this. Oh. We can kill the extra boss even. You do it like this. Here. This one I know it. Do it like this. You do like an L here. This one as well. This one as well. And if you did everything right, you appear at the extra bonus boss. That kitty, we can kill it. Otherwise I'm getting fucking bored. So never kill the kitties before, never kill the little kitties before killing the big kitty first. You'll have to endure the assault of the kitties, because otherwise the alpha kitty becomes enraged. In veteran mode, it can easily... What the fuck? What on earth? This is... I was doing the big kitty disappeared. I didn't know he also had stealth generators. There we go. We need even more firepower to kill him faster. Like that. Do not kill, as tempting as it may be, do not kill the small kitties. Otherwise he will get enraged and there it can actually kill you. So you kill the big kitty, like that, dealing with the other ones. For example, there that one died, and then you deal with the other ones that are easy to kill, like that. There you go. This is the extra zone boss. Not bad. It drops some nice goodies. Pretty much, that's it. Here you just go through it, well, with a bit more of being a bit more delicate than I was there with the aggro. Pretty much easy. They didn't want blow anyways. No worries at all. Okay, and you are done. We have the crystals, and you kill the bonus boss even. Pretty easy, I told you. Let me do both things at the same time. So you move it like that, and here you go up against the first boss. They'll die pretty fast in that sense. Where is it? Where's the boss? Oh fuck! I missed one crystal. I knew it was something wrong. 5 out of 6. My bad. Okay, a bit of a mistake there. We need one more crystal. Okay. Boo. Ah, right. I knew there was a reason why I didn't do it. The last one is right there at the end. So we'll leave that one for the end. Yeah, pretty much. But you didn't know you can teleport, well, using a vehicle. But yeah, you can. This one is gonna be easy. Pretty easy. Well, let me cast. Told you. Well, nice lag there. Easy enough. Done and done. Generally on veteran is a bit more decent on the challenge. Oh, I'm almost at the cap here. Shit. I'm also at the cap there. I need to buy gear soon. Pretty much, people. But it's easy. Well, at least now all of the flashpoints that I do daily make a bit more of sense. Oh, I forgot about that shit.
Get those crystals!
Well, anyways, you have to kill everyone here to proceed with the flashpoint. If I remember correctly, you have to kill everyone, otherwise they keep spawning mobs. I'm just blindly targeting. I just target like these people. I don't even see what? There we go. Everyone dead. This one's dead as well. Fuck. Died because of the affliction way too fast. I remember the first time I did this shit, finding the rockets actually was the missiles was the worst part. Figuring out that, as it wasn't a command mechanic before this. I was coming back after 10 years as well, people. But yeah. So we keep going. Well, at least now the flashpoint that I always do makes sense. Here we can round them all up at the end. Pretty much. Damn it, it's been pathetically easy. The War on Iokath expansion, people. It's more like they went back to the level design of Oricon in that sense, with a bit more of a story embedded into it. They went back a bit more to drop you on a new planet, do a bit of a story, and that's it, instead of master mode and all the things that we did during Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne. In that sense, it's a bit different what they did. And use the Baron Spider boss now here should trigger. Yeah, there it is. The cinematic should be different now. Okay.
This is just beginning.
By the way, I have the pet already. This one is easy. I wonder if it's going to summon the... Yeah, there they are. The acolytes deal more damage than anything. I think that since this is like solo mode, I can just do this. Oh, well. I can just rip it apart. That should do it. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Like, I've done this one on master mode several times with 3 people in the group, and look at that, last train out. Complete the game marathon 10 times on story or veteran. Oh, I didn't know it was my 10th time doing it. Look at that. Would you look at that? Oh, nice. Yeah, here you generally destroy the canisters first. Otherwise, combat never ends. Let me see what we get. No pet. I already have it anyways. And no second pet there. So this one you have that there. It's finished with this one. With this one you exit. Let's do it appropriately. You can just hit exit area, but you can do it like that. Pretty much. Pretty much, people. I still have some time, huh? No, I still have 40 minutes to keep going and finish all of this shit. It should be a breeze. The cinematics consumed more time than anything else. Okay. What's this? I always wondered what was behind this door.
We recovered most of the Eagames crystals. Once we tap into their power, Iokath is as good as ours. Word of his betrayal is spreading quickly. My agents are running damage control, but it will be weeks before we know how much harm he inflicted. Even with the truth out in the open, I can hardly believe Theron was the traitor.
Yeah, come on.
Good ally and a better friend. I never saw this coming.
He played us both. But at least now we know our target. We should brace ourselves for Theron's next move.
Theron's father may be dead, but his mother's still alive. Find out what she knows.
I already have feelers digging into Satil's whereabouts. I'll begin the hunt at once.
Before you start, I want to send a message to Theron. Open a hollow channel and prepare to broadcast it across the galaxy.
Clearing channels now. What message will you send the traitor?
There's still hope for peace, he said. Dead man. Yeah. People who betray like that. Sorry.
This is the commander of the Eternal Alliance. I have a warning about the terrorist, Theron Shan. He is a dangerous, unhinged criminal who will stop at nothing to destroy you and your loved ones.
I am placing a bounty on Theron Shan's head. 1 billion credits to anyone who brings him in, dead or alive.
I'm sorry, Commander.
So, you did as we asked.
Ah, the mass figure exists.
But now we see your dedication to the cause. We've reached a decision. Theron Shan, welcome to the Order.
Order? Ah, maybe he's a double spy. A traitor among the cheese. Oh, another flashpoint. Let me get all of this shit out of the way, people. One will be another one that is easy. Back in there. I love how this turned from Sith power struggles and etc.
It seems the bounty you put on Theron reached the right people. I just approved a landing request from an unarmed shuttle from the Chiss Ascendancy.
When can we kill Asina and reinstate the Empire?
The envoy claims he has a lead on where Theron went.
What would Theron be after in Chiss
guess is as good as mine.
A pleasure to finally meet you, Commander. Aristocratus Nagano of the Chiss Expansionary Defense Force.
You said you have information on Theron.
Information that will benefit us both. Theron Shan is hiding on the Chiss world of Kopero. He's receiving aid from Syndic Zenta of House Inrokini.
This flashpoint is a bit long.
For Alliance secrets. With our help, you can catch them both unaware.
You would really turn against one of your own to help the Alliance?
After Zenta's actions, she's no longer welcome among the Chiss. Zenta violated ascendancy orders when she sheltered Theron, and now she's ignoring our communications. She's gone rogue. She has the backing of House Inrokini, so we can't capture Theron without igniting a political war. But if a strike team were to land and take care of the problem, the ascendancy will look the other way.
Outsiders have never been allowed on Kopero. You trust us that much?
I do have one stipulation. I'll send a representative along to keep the ascendancy's best interests in mind.
But it's not a cheese.
Lieutenant Rena Temple of the Chiss Expansionary Defense Force reporting. I've heard a lot about your tactics, Commander. I hope to prove a useful ally.
Forgive me if I notice the lack of blue skin, Lieutenant.
That's a long story. I'd be happy to tell you on the way.
If there are no objections,
Okay.
we should get a move on. We don't know how long the aristocrat's information will be valid.
Get ready to take off. It's time to catch a traitor.
There was a T missing there. Aristocrats should have been. By the way, complete the flashpoint. Traitor among Chiss. Easy. Easy peasy. Let's go. I also know it by heart, people. I didn't know that Chris and Umber and this one were like expansions upon the Eternal Throne story. I wonder if we are back in 2019, 2020 by now, in terms of content that they have been releasing for the game. Whatever, nothing like doing the flashpoints. Easy enough. But okay. But it has. They're like the flashpoints, but with cinematics. It's a new twist to it, at least. You see the context. So far, I've been completing them without context at all. Oh, people, the beach. Fucking beach. So much water. Oh, look at that. Some kites there on the sky. They're kiting. Palm trees. Okay, and this is the flashpoint pretty much. This is the start of the flashpoint. Okay.
Commander, I must warn you. Years ago, Zenta risked her status to adopt a powerful force sensitive into her family.
If the game doesn't explode, I would be thankful. I would be thankful, please, if the game doesn't explode. So I see the level cap was still 70 at this point.
The Chiss consider force users to be contaminated, impure. Without Zenta's support, Vals would be banished. Or worse, you know how to make me feel welcome.
So the level cap was still 70 at this point. So here you're also promoted the Kopero Villa Stronghold, which I hate. Yeah, no. Everyone shut up. They're talking too much. Shut up. Everyone shut up.
You won't leave Koter alive!
Shut up and die, all of you. Shut up and die, all of you. Oh, I'm sick of this shit.
Don't let them escape!
Oh, fuck this shit. I should have brought madness for this. I should have brought area of effect madness for this. Dang it. No worries, we'll improvise.
You won't leave Koter alive!
Damn it. It's so boring trying to kill you all at the same time.
You won't leave Koter alive!
Coperu. It sounds so Spanish, the name. Well, we're done. No, please stop lagging. Stop lagging. Stop. 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 Here we go. There we go. Thank you. This one for a bit of burst right there. It's still bugged, I remember. Never execute the Plague Master, people, anyone watching. Never execute the Plague Master right after demolish. Never do so because it's still bugged. And it will account for 6 ticks instead of 9. So.
I was an imperial fugitive as a child. The ascendancy
No, no.
is safe.
You will regret your intrusion!
My dedication.
Destroy the outsiders! Destroy the outsiders!
There we go. Nice. Okay.
You will regret your intrusion!
Hmm.
Destroy the outsiders!
I see this is going to take a good while. There we go, easier. Do it.
My sensors are picking up communications relays nearby.
More people to kill, goddammit.
Plant listening devices on the terminals and I can analyze the data.
Everyone shut up, I just want this stupid flashpoint over. Done and finished.
You will regret your intrusion! You will regret your intrusion!
You will regret your intrusion. You will regret it. They talk so fucking much in this flashpoint, what the fuck? Come over here. There, so once the shield is dropped, you can finally die. It's more annoying. It's annoying more than anything. Left. Yes, yes, I know. You will regret your intrusion there. I saved it for you. Here you do it like this.
And the loss of Supreme Commander Jace Malcolm, the Republic has entered a state of political stagnation. Many speculate Sith Empress Athena used this moment of
Sith Empress Athena. Sith Empress Athena.
urge
interim Chancellor Galena Rans to retaliate, but the complicated nature of current elections has slowed any progress. Meanwhile, more than 24 Republic colonies have reported a raw materials crisis, halting the production of weapons and defense systems.
Take them down!
Left side here. Doesn't matter. Don't worry, people. There you skip that encounter. Off the droid. Okay. There you go. Both there. Oh, nice. It avoided my degenerate. It's true. There's a 10% chance of. There we go. We are proccing the creeping terror there. That should do it. As it took the full force of the dots. Nice. Yeah. Oh, I got a copper hanging plant. Copper hanging plant there. Damn. Yeah, I'll keep using madness so I can do AoE. Because anyways they are dying.
Darren's dossier before arriving. It said he was one of your closest advisors.
God damn it, what's wrong with this fucking flashpoint? Stop. What the fuck? The game is imploding, people. Game is imploding. Game is fucking imploding. Game is fucking imploding. My lord. It's taking me more time because of it. You could see how smooth it has been so far. It's these two stupid flashpoints always. Well, yeah, good. Good. Much better. There we go, so I don't... There we go. That's right. That should do it. What? Didn't hit you. There we go. This one. Over here. There we go. Let the dots do their job. Close. Survive that. Here we go. We ignore the rest. It's through here. I don't know why I did that. Because this is what was going to follow. Huh? Ah, truly helps. What? Evade? Evade what?
You will regret your intrusion.
What? Do I have to kill everyone? What is the meaning of this shit? That's right, stay over there. Okay, done. Whatever that was, done. completely done.
Destroy the outsiders! Destroy the outsiders!
Fuck. I'm going to fall with this lag because my gameplay style is not made for this. Here, if I remember correctly, there's one to the right. Yeah. That's why I was hesitant. If I hear that one more time, my head is going to explode, people. Honestly. Boss here.
Seems we have guests. Take them down.
Oh.
Don't let them out alive.
Oh, fuck this shit. Yeah, you have to go up to the upper levels. I don't care, I will just... Damn it. It forces you.
Let them win.
Up there.
Kill the intruders.
Oh my freaking god. You also move.
Feel the power of House Inrokini. You'll be alright.
House Inrokini. Air circulator. Okay, whatever the fuck that is. Keep going. No, we're not doing the bonuses here. The bonuses, we're not doing that. House Inrokini.
I see you've met our traitor. Have you secured yours?
He's gone. It seems Theron Sean has betrayed us both. He wasn't seeking refuge on Capero. He was after the Chiss relic hidden here.
Does she mean the hollow map?
I'm going to need an explanation.
Long ago, Chiss agents stole a hollow map from the Sith Emperor in case our deal with the Empire went sour. It shows the coordinates to the Emperor's greatest secrets.
It's been hidden here on Capero, and only the highest-ranking Chiss can access it. Sean knew this, and he used me. He sliced into my personal logs to steal the map's location. Once he had what he needed, Sean took my best fighters and abandoned me.
You took in a known traitor. What did you expect would happen?
Trust me when I say I had no idea what devastation he was truly planning. Commander, Sean has joined a group searching for a powerful weapon. One capable of destroying entire civilizations. They want to use it against you and the Alliance. That map will lead down straight to it.
Weapon? This is getting old fast. It's the same as the... Oh, and he changes his haircut to something even more pathetic. Oh my fucking god. No.
Let's see where you're hiding.
Just when I thought that his haircut couldn't be more ridiculous.
There it is. Of all the planets in the galaxy.
Then our objective is clear?
Yeah.
Trust in my vision, Sean. You will not fail.
What is this shit? What is this shit, people? I cannot take someone with that haircut seriously, sorry. I cannot. I just cannot.
Well, I hope you're right. For all our sakes.
I just cannot. I just cannot take someone with that haircut seriously. People.
It seems we now have a mutual enemy. I've sent you the coordinates to Sean's location. If you hurry, you can stop him.
One moment, Commander. As you know, Syndic Zenta is a traitor to the Chiss. Officially, we can't act on this. But you can. If you disposed of Zenta, you would have the gratitude of the Ascendancy. I may even be able to broker an alliance.
You wouldn't dare.
People, I have to go to have dinner. This person was a traitor, and I do not tolerate traitors like this. I've had enough of traitors for one day.
I've received Zenta's map coordinates, Commander.
Let's go. We're not letting Terran escape again.
Okay. That was a quest, and pretty much it. Okay. Here we go. There's an extra boss.
Be able to access that relic on his own. He's more dangerous than we anticipated.
Fuck. This is the problem. See the problem with Deathfield? That can happen. That can happen when you are going up against a Juggernaut. Well, that can happen when you are going up against a Juggernaut. Well, see why it's dangerous. It's not. It's risky, not dangerous. Risky. Oh, come on. It's risky to use that. Oh, we're gonna go feed the kitty. The kitty now. Now we have.
Use these beasts to guard their valuable secrets and to access them. You'll need to earn this one's trust in order to cross.
Yeah, now I know why this is the way of doing so.
I've seen this trial before. A test of logic. Be careful. A wrong move will spring one of Copero's many traps.
We're almost done, people. Don't you worry. Let me switch back to lightning here. There won't be huge groups of enemies from now on. Here there's generally a Wampa instead of a single Wampa. Ah, yeah, that one. Here, go to this. Got Wampa dead. I'm used to deal with them as legendary enemies, not this shit. Here we open this, there's a sequence, I don't give a shit. Just open them all, kill everyone, it'll be faster. It'll be much faster like this. Open them all. There's one specific that you have to do so to get access. So that one. Nothing in there, nothing here. We take that thing. We come back through here. And at this point we can activate our face walk if the game would remember it, or I didn't deploy it. I think I deployed it, but it doesn't matter.
This is a test of strategy. You'll need to disable these lasers to safely pass, but the way forward is not always what you expect.
Okay, the way forward is not what you would expect, Commander. Forging alliances, what do you know? Goodbye. 100 enemies, a Sensine Temple as your comp. Weird. I don't remember playing with this. Maybe it's a comp for another class that I didn't pay attention to. Oh, yeah, right, this shit. Alright, the kitties, or this thing. Ah, yeah, there are droids. This one could be dangerous, as pretty much it deals environmental damage, which is not measured by the difficulty. Dang it. There we go, we activate those, and we are almost done with the shit. There, I won't need the affliction. What such weird sounds they do when I electrocute them. We activate this, we activate this, we activate this, we go through here, and that's pretty much. There we go, easy. Here, a single wampa should spawn, actually.
End of the line, sir.
Go! I'll hold them off! No, you'll never win! Victory isn't my fate, Aaron. It's yours!
He has a lightsaber somehow. He has a lightsaber. Now he uses a rifle. Look at that, people. He actually is using a rifle. It's a rifle. Why the lightsaber? What the fuck? Maybe he's using both for extra security. Yeah, the screen will go dark. Don't worry.
He will prevail!
The screen will go dark a bit. Don't worry. Add again crystal power shot, whatever. What? Ascendancy Iokath breastplate. Hey, we got some nice exclusive loot, I think. I got a lot of decos though. Huh? I was brutally lucky, eh? I think. Copper hanging plant, air circulator. Then I'll see if I can sell them. I was brutally lucky. Steam distributor. The fuck is that shit? I don't know. Then I'll see if they sell for something over at the GTN. This one looks cool though, huh? Maybe not for my sorcerer, but for any other comp that I do. And any other comp, maybe for any other newbie class that I create, any you know, new character. Sorry people, it's already late. I'm getting tired. Okay. 8:50. I think I'll leave it here. Today we had a good day. We made a lot of progress. Pretty much. We made a lot of progress in that sense. We made a lot of progress. Good. Good. Can we finish with this charade? This pathetic storyline. What do you summon here? Doesn't recall the final comp. Bring a Shara. Bring a Shara.
My lord.
Let's go.
Sir, I've received
Do
an
not
update from
remove
Master
my
Sakano.
helmet.
The Ascendancy has announced they are mourning Syndic Zenta's untimely death. Officially, they condemn the Alliance for her assassination, but Sagano is grateful for how you handled the matter. Should you need it, the Expansionary Defense Force stands ready to aid you, privately.
Okay.
I couldn't care less about political schemes. It's time we focus on Theron.
Of course. Lana's tracking him down as we speak. In any case, I'd like to stay and continue working with the Alliance. I believe my connection to the Ascendancy could be valuable here.
Okay.
Good. We'll need the extra hands to capture Theron and find this mysterious group he's allied with. We managed to recover fragments of the holomap he destroyed. I'm personally overseeing a team of engineers to piece them back together. I assure you, Commander, no one sleeps until we discover where the traitor's headed.
That's the spirit. Production. Indeed, people.
On Umbara, Theron said he wanted to restore peace. Why would he be after a superweapon?
Another lie, perhaps. We can't trust anything he says. We're close to uncovering the next step in his plan. Then the real hunt begins.
My biggest problem with him, people, is his haircut, believe it or not. I hate wannabe gangster haircuts like this one. His previous one was like on the verge, but this one is the worst.
I held up my end of the bargain. Now it's your turn. Will this really work?
You have no need to worry. The Eternal Alliance and its commander will be destroyed. The Order of Zildrug will prevail.
Ah, the psychopaths of Sakul. I see. This is the moment in which the Obama administration tried to turn the population against religion in general. I see. We are getting up to 2020, the definitive moment in which Trump lost the election and we got Biden terrorizing the world with the wars and the pandemic and everything. We are getting up to that cultural point of the game. I'm beginning to see the influence. Sorry, people, I'm the worst. I'm the worst, I'm the worst, I'm the worst. Okay, we'll leave it here. The Anathema Conspiracy is another flashpoint. Okay, we'll leave it here because that's another flashpoint. The Anathema Conspiracy. We'll leave it for next time. We'll leave it for next time. I ran out of time. Pretty much. Yeah, I see that culturally we are getting to the point of the most extreme wokeness, of the most extreme relativism culturally. I can see it. So all of the religious groups are a bunch of psychopathic zealots trying to kill everyone. Okay. They send you mails for resource crisis on the hand. Okay, Arc. The sting of your setbacks. Yeah, certainly really is going to take care of it. Okay, good. Well, in the end, I don't know. That's going to be money, but my life fighting for peace against people like you and never good to meet you. I thought you'd find a way to stop this endless struggle. Alright, so he's like a pacifist. I love beans, blah blah, so they don't bother me. Good. That should be it. Anathema Conspiracy, get out of here. This is just a flashpoint. So good. We'll leave it here, people. It's been a pleasure sharing this interlude day, I guess, until I can find some challenge about the story on Iokath. We're still in the same era, right? Yeah, we're still in the era of War for Iokath. No Onslaught, no Legacy of the Sith, and that's pretty much it. But if it's like this, pretty much this is gonna be brutally fast, people. This is gonna be brutally fast. I bet next time I can finish it 100%. So yeah, people, it's been my pleasure. Thanks to Patrick for visiting me today. To a special thanks to all of the all of the subscribers of the channel, Discord members, and people in general who might have taken the time to watch this as a YouTube VOD or a Twitch VOD in the future. A special thanks to Crowbar for being the subscriber of the channel and to Access as well for all of the gifted subs and everything. I deeply appreciate it that you all like my work here in the channel. Special thanks to the 92nd YouTube subscriber. I will read all of the new YouTube subscribers next week. Special thanks to Patrick and everyone who visited me yesterday. It was way too many, too many of you. So I cannot go over each one of you, but pretty much to District Flying Energies, always to Pillow that also visited me, to Eagames this week, to Saint last week that we also chatted. I like that I could get to chat with all of all of the new followers. It's incredible that I met people who are open-minded and etc. regarding those things. People, it's been a pleasure. See you all next week. Have a great weekend. I love you all. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Love you all, people. I love you all. You're all amazing. Thanks, Patrick, for the company and for chatting today. Always, you're always here with me. Bye bye, people. Have a great day and weekend. And a great weekend.